And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I think this is the last Wednesday of July. Happy last Wednesday of July, everybody. Let's see, who's all here today? We got Tor, Pop Away, Alan Pounds in the house, Lisa, Peter, Monkey Butler. I was told there would be snacks. Yes, I'm sure there will be snacks. Always snacks on Monday. Cover the snacks, stay for the 3D printer content. Exactly. Squirrely business, snacks and chats. That's why we're here. We're starting. Yeah, this is a little early for food talk, even for me. Hey Orion, RS is here. Let's see. Hey PF, how's it going? Hedgehog's here. Nice and early. How's it going? Rob is here. Pat, did I say Pat? I'm pretty sure I said Pat up already. I was just running around the house like 30 seconds before this because I realized that there were these little spacers we're gonna need that I forgot to print out. At least either I forgot to print them out or I lost them over the last few months as we were waiting to build this, but they finished and I ran down like record time, jumped over the baby gate, and here we are. Hey Musin, who's Hedgehog? Okay, so I hope everybody is doing great. The game plan today is that we are pushing plastic by the end of this. And so I did a little bit of, I'll call it cheating, between last week's stream and this week's stream. So the things I've done is I crimped this microfit connector. This is for our thermistor and our bed heater. So this is ready to rock and roll. I've got it all, I don't know if this is the right length, but it's enough length for sure for it to get to where it needs to go. Then we've got the extruder, same thing. I cut it down to size, and that should help us because it's pretty much wiring day with a few other small things here. Hey, McFazio's here. How's it going? He's the creator of the JourneyMaker Positron variant. So and then I did a lot of stuff under the hood as well. So I'm trying to think, what were the things I wrapped up last week? Honestly, I don't remember all of the details, but all of these wires are crimped to length. So I've got the, I don't know if they're called AB in this config, but our XY or AB motors as well as our Z. So you shouldn't have to recrimp those. Also, ooh, this was a big mistake on my part. So I'm going with an external DC power supply instead of the internal AC one, and I ordered a barrel jack connector. Didn't realize that the power supply inner pin diameter that I had ordered was, I think, 2.5, and the barrel jack connector I'd ordered was like a 2.2. So we were having some electrical issues, which Tor and a few others helped me diagnose. So I ended up ordering the correct ones last week on stream. They came in, and the outer housing's a little bit smaller, but with the nut on the back, I was able to get it tightened in where I was able to reuse the housing I'd already modeled up, so I didn't have to reprint this. And I've confirmed that the power supply is now powering the machine. Last week we used a test bench power supply, so I've definitely done some prep. My filament is supposed to arrive on Friday, but it came nice. I'm glad it actually showed up. My Polymaker gift was just delivered. Got the metallic ABS. That is awesome. My other personality, yes. It's your alter ego, zombie. So yeah, game plan is today is to wrap things up. I spent a fair bit of time just playing around with how the electronics were gonna mount in here. I found this in the Discord server. It's a little warped. I think that's just because it's like a single layer and I was screwing around with it. But basically this is just to help insulate the Pico from the bottom of the case. So this lines up nicely. And then the other thing I was trying to figure out was how I was going to mount the Pi, because the Pi Zero needs to go on top of this, and I didn't like the idea of it just floating around. So also in the Discord, one of the community members made this guy, which basically just got 4 holes in it that are self-tapping. So you just screw from the bottom, M3 screws through this, through the Pico, into this, and it will bolt onto here. And then the cool thing is it will take, I don't know if this is the orientation, maybe that's the orientation. It's a like no hardware snap fit for the Pi Zero. So this will just go like that. Let's not snap it. There we go. And it just locks in place. So the only downside to this is that the the pin headers or the GPIOs that we soldered last week are questionable whether it will be able to fit in here. I don't actually think that it will, with the top cover on. So I did see a few people that had soldered. We looked at it last week. They had soldered basically a smaller JST connector to this. So what I plan on doing right away right now is I have another Pi Zero. I'm not going to desolder all these GPIO pins we put on last week. But I do plan on, this already has, I guess, soldered at some point something to these pins. I'm going to directly solder the wires to the GPIO ports of this. That way we don't have to worry about the height of the pins, and I also don't have to worry about any of the pins accidentally touching some of the headers of this board. So game plan is do that really quickly and then power this up to make sure that we're still seeing the Pi on the network. And then we can move forward with really, I think electrical first, and then the last rail and running the belts. I think that's probably the order of operation. So the first thing I'm going to do, I think Steve, it will work if you flip the connectors. Do it. If I flip the connectors, so you're saying JST, JST on here, and then I think they're DuPonts onto the other side. Will this fit, or will I have to remove some of the GPIO pins? Like, oh, that does actually fit. Maybe we try that then. That's easier. I used to have this plugged in the Pico on the Pi. Okay, let's maybe do that then. The thing I do need to figure out though really quickly is, since I just removed them, I don't remember the color. I think Steve had posted last week a photo somewhere that showed me the orientation. Because yeah, I would rather just do that for now at least and see how things go. Where is the image I am thinking of? I don't see it. I thought it was in the live streams channel. Let's see. Actually, I think this will work. Open link. Yeah, this might work. So it looks like, I can't actually tell. I think it starts, I think you skip the first pin. So if we skip the first pin, and then green is on this side. So I believe, this is right. Somebody want to verify? I know someone last week was able to, oh, there we go. So right now I've got it where it's on the back pins. We skipped the first pin. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. And then color is red, red, and then green's on this side. I'm pretty sure that's the right pins. But I definitely don't want to power it on until I confirm that. And then on the other end, it looks like on the SKR Pico, green would be on this side, so it would be like this. So I think this is how it needs to be. That's right. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, yeah, if that's the case, we can try that then. I am worried. Are you sure we're gonna have enough orientation-wise? I think I was gonna have this mounted like, oops, let's see here. So if I've got this like this, and this is sitting like that, is it gonna bump into the fan, I wonder? Yeah, it might be okay. I think that'll probably be okay. It's a tight fit. I mean, the whole thing is a tight fit, but that seems like it could work. So am I ready to install this in here, or should I wait? I think I want to wait until I've got everything plugged into the Pico and then bolt it down, because once you bolt it down, it gets kind of hard to access some of the ports around the edges. So, okay, well, that helps that. One less thing to have to do. So, oh, other thing I wanted to point out for anyone that's been following along was when we initially created these, you can have the cable plugged in back. I have the cable plugged in backwards though. What? I've got red wires facing towards the outside on here, which based off what I'm seeing on this, I know this is a really small image, but it looks like that's the case. And then on the GPIO pins, I see green as being on the inside and red being on the outside, which is what I've got. Oh, the white size goes in the Pico. Yeah. No. Yeah, we did that on purpose. This is taller than this, so I guess I could recrimp this, but I mean, that's one thing I could do. We did this on purpose though. We don't have enough height for this to be sticking up on this build. It'll basically hit the top cover when we go to put the cover on, so that was intentional. But yeah, as long as wire direction's fine, I could recrimp it. But for now, I'm gonna leave it just for the sake of moving forward. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I just checked the colors. So yeah, the one thing I did want to point out for anyone that's been following along was when we first built these, when we first built the idlers, I mentioned that the spacers or the washers that were being used were basically too wide to where they were pushing on the bearing itself. And so when you tighten down these guys, they weren't spinning freely. So we had printed out these tiny little black like ABS spacers to go in their place. Well, I decided to swap those out this morning and go back to the ones that were included. So these screws bottom out. So there's no like there's these springs, not these springs. These bearings are not compressed at all. There's a little bit up and down play, but it shouldn't really affect it. These are the two I was concerned about because they don't bottom out. And so if you tighten them down the whole way, the bearings do not spin at all. But for the sake of not having our belts, not be flat or not be in the same plane and have some sort of like different height just due to our small printing variation, I actually swapped back to the washers like the guide shows. So I tightened these down until the bearings couldn't move, and then I backed them off like maybe a quarter to a half turn. And I also added a bit of just purple Loctite. So they are able to spin freely now, and hopefully with the Loctite, they won't be able to back out on their own. But as I was looking at how we were gonna wire the belt up, route the belt, I didn't like the idea of the printed spacers that we had. They were just so small, and I don't trust that they were actually, like, just the spec of them being correct. So we'll see how it goes. This kit uses 3mm belts. The idlers are, yes, it does use, look at this baby belt. Hey, Aaron. Let's see. Are we gonna focus? There we go. Teeny tiny belt. So yeah, I think that pretty much brings everybody up to speed. It's just about all that I've done. So I think as far as wiring goes, there's no, I'm pretty sure it's sensorless homing. Okay, so let's see, where the heck are we? We need to do this, we need to do this. We did that, we did that, did that, we started here. Haven't installed that yet, which is fine. I'm trying to think of what else, like all the electronics that we've got in here. So we've got our motors. We're going to be feeding in our bed stuff. So I think the only thing we are missing is our tool head as far as what still needs to go in here. I believe everything else is already in here, which is great. So let's take a look at the tool head really quickly. I'm going to, the wire, so the wire that it comes with, too late right now, but you can get a right angle GPIO pin. I did see that too, Hobo, when I was looking at sort of what people were recommending. I did see the right angle GPIO. So the good thing is that if for some reason it ends up being an issue, it's not permanent, and I can certainly make some changes later on. But for now, I don't feel like it's gonna be an issue. Hey, Nuno. So this is very likely a ridiculous amount of wire length. I don't see any specific recommendation on how long this should be. So what I'm going to do is, this is the only wire that seems like it's too short, which is, it looks like this is our heatsink cooling fan. So I'm going to cut this, solder on some additional wire to it, and then heat shrink it. And then we'll basically wrap this and then cut this to a bit shorter length and then crimp all the ends of it. So we will be doing a little bit of crimping, but not a ton. So that should be all of the crimping we have to do, I think, is basically just that. So I tried my best to not make it just a crimping and wiring stream. So we will cut you. How's everybody's week going? I'm actually going back to California for the first time since we moved 2 years ago this weekend to visit a couple buddies. So I'm pretty excited. I've been scrambling to get everything done before. Okay, so I think we'll just use, this is some really thin wire, unless I've got, do I have, that wire looks too thick. You know what? Let's use some of the motor wire I already cut off. The toolhead needs can badly. Can does complicate things on such a small build though, but it would certainly clean up. It would clean up the wiring, that's for sure. It's been a good week. I just finished my Ender 3 Pro. Nice. So it's been a week full of tuning and printing, the fun part. Are you using the default inductive probe or no? I have so many like side quests that I need to accomplish still that would be great for streams. Like the Ender wire that we built still needs quite a bit of cleaning up and tuning still. Like it prints, but we installed Eddie and then I haven't done much additional. Like wiring needs to be cleaned up and just some more tuning and stuff like that. Could you use the LDO Positron Toolhead board? I don't know. The biggest concern I have is like how it mounts onto it. I know this is using a BQ micro probe, and I don't think the LDO one is using that. I know that I've seen talk about the mod making its way over there, but I don't know how it mounts on there, so I really can't say. I'm using Clicky. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm using on my initial switch wire, and I really, it's been a really positive experience over the stock inductive probe. Okay, so let's twist. Oops. Also, for your Enderwire, is it a Cyborg kit or did you self-source? I'm pretty sure I brought my helping hands out. I did. Weather's been, I feel like the weatherman here lately, but it's been just still awful. On top of that, Oregon, I'm so close to Oregon that Oregon's had just some absolutely horrific fires. I think last time I looked, it said like 650,000 acres, if I'm not mistaken, which is just crazy. So the air quality here is awful. I think I'm like 45 minutes from the Oregon border, so it's been really wild here. Clicky can burn in my book. Clicky, I still like Clicky so much. For like best bang for buck, you can't beat it. You just can't. Why do you hate Clicky? Once you get it set up, I feel like it just works. Freaking iron tip this is the dirty one. Should still be fine for this, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we're switching iron tips. No, it's working. It's just taking a long time to pass heat. Yeah, no, this tip sucks. We're swapping. Let me grab, so I don't grab it with my hands. We're gonna use the slightly, well, not slightly longer, it's a much longer iron. Where can I place you? Let's place you here so you don't burn me or anything else. Hey, clown. You can probably get a better bang for buck once all those scanning probes and nozzle probes are working. Yeah, I think that eventually we're gonna see really cheap load cells. Once Clipper supports like generic load cells or they're implemented differently, I imagine that those will be really inexpensive. Like it was just very inaccurate over time. Huh, I didn't have any accuracy issues. Have you tried both? Like, clicky, wait, what are the clicky PCB and regular clicky? Because I think I remember you and Del Mar, ooh yeah, that's way better. Oh, that's way better. I think I remember you and Del Mar talking about some issues with the clicky PCB. And I will say that I do feel that regular clicky with just the Omron is a little more accurate, it seems like, than what my experience has been like with clicky PCB or whatever the heck it's called, that's been running on my 2.4. It's still working fine. I just feel like it takes more retries, and I think the range seems slightly wider than I've been getting on. Clicky PCB was better. Oh, okay. God, I feel like clicky PCB was worse for me. Hey, Benny. I never used Clicky, but I've been using Euclid for 2 years when I tried it without issues. Euclid's like OG Clicky. Euclid is like OG Clicky, right? That's where Clicky came from. I have not used Euclid, but I feel like I'm somewhat familiar with it. I remember Luke over at Luke's lab had, I think that's all the soldering we're doing, at least for now. Luke over at Luke's lab had it at one of the trade shows I was at, or I think it was Murph, maybe. Anyone else going to the Voron event happening this year? I don't think so. I would love to go, but I'm trying really hard to see if I can make it to. These are too big, these heat shrinks. I'm trying really hard to see if I can make it to 3D Printopia. I've been finally talking with Fabrico. I don't know if it was Del Mar that had pinged him, because I've been talking about on stream a few times. But Fabrico finally reached out. I've been meaning to reach out, and so we're in conversations about 3D Printopia. So if I'm going to that, then I definitely won't be able to go to the Voron event, because I think they're like the same week or the week after. It's just too much. It'd be too much for me. I would like to go, though. The Voron event seems really cool in Reno. Okay, let's slide some heat shrink on. So is this one running? The goal is that it is running today, so I really want to push plastic. We've got firmware is already flashed and we can connect, so that's good. So it's basically just plugging things in. I've already done some of the wiring. I feel like it's fair to say I've done a decent amount of the wiring. So and then the last little bit of the mechanical assembly. So I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, but it's whenever doing a build, it's, you know, you never know. Jeremy was having a turn of bad luck. Do I know Jeremy? Okay, let's heat these with the, or hit this with the heat gun. Oh, LDO, gotcha, LDO positrons. That sucks. I know that I've heard, well, it'll be interesting to see whether the one I've got has a bad heater, but yeah, I know that I've heard there were some issues with the Fadis heaters, and that I thought they were supposed to be corrected in the batch that's currently going out, but maybe I heard that wrong. Changed the hot end and popped another. Oh no. Ugh. I need an extra set of eyes. Currently trying to watch Olympic rugby, crickets, and Modbot. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to make it PF, so hopefully it ends up happening. Okay, so all of our wires are absolutely long enough now. Likely too long, but I don't know that it matters. Like, I don't know that it matters if they're a bit too long, but my game plan is to, let me just change cam here. This is the rest of the cable wrap that I got specifically for this. So my plan is really to run all the cables through here and then cut off the ends and then crimp them, which this almost is the entirety of the cables. Like, I'm only going to be cutting off maybe 4 or 5 inches from most of them. So I wonder if that's still just too long. I'm going to really quickly just check on the, let's see, JourneyMaker. We watched one of the build videos from the creator, JourneyMaker Positron. I'm just curious to see if I can get a visual idea of how long he has his toolhead wires. Let's see. Desktop, close, videos. Okay. It's tough to see because it's moving pretty quickly, but once it gets to the end, there we go. Okay, so basically, it looks like this is probably still way too much wiring from what I'm seeing here. So I think that the, let me zoom out a bit here so we can strategize. So let's say this is like the farthest distance that this can be at, and this needs to be able to route kind of around here, through here, and then to here. So I'm gonna say we can cut off probably this much of this at least. So we'll go with that length. I would rather always have a bit more wire than a bit less wire, definitely, but I also don't want extra wire just for the sake of it. So I don't know where my lighter is. I'm just gonna heat the ends of this with this heat gun really quick to try to keep this from all popping off. Okay, so that'll be our target for length. The ad was lame. Ryobi makes a heat gun? Yeah. 20 sec. You got a 20-second ad that you can't skip? It's at the 30-minute mark, so that makes sense that there's an ad. But yeah, I don't have control over, like, I don't have control over the types of ads. It doesn't seem like I do on regular videos. So, okay, let's start shoving all of this wire in here. I'm pretty sure there's a tool on printables. Let's let's look at me. Like, I don't need to show a close-up of me struggling with this wire. I'll show it after. I'm pretty sure there's a tool that you can print out that kind of helps to open this up, which I did not print out. This one will be a little bit trickier because it's just got so much more wire. Man, it's the struggle bus is in town. working on this for a bit. Flat like a waffle. That toolhead looks slick, almost like a laser head on a CD drive. Yeah, it's super. It's very unique. The toolhead. What I don't know is how different or similar it is to the 3.2's toolhead. So it's gonna be fun to see. Like, I know that I didn't build this the way that it was intended, at least with the power supply, but everything else I think I still kept as is. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how the two differ. Like, I know that this is a lead screw for Z, while 3.2 is built, I believe, belt driven. So there'll be some interesting differences. You need the Hacksmith. Yeah, Hacksmith lightsaber would be cool. I will say, like, I don't know if it was Joel's video that I watched on it or somebody's video on it. Like, it's one of those purchases where, like, I've been close to spontaneously buying it a few times, but so far I have not. Steve's in the house. Steve, thank you for 10 gifted memberships, man. Cheers. Funny enough, dude, when I texted you last night about the resin stuff, I had just put Jack down. I think it was probably, I don't remember if it was like 7:15, somewhere between 7:15 and 8:15. And I opened up YouTube to see if you were still streaming, and it said ended 9 minutes ago or something like that. So I just missed it. How did it go last night with the stream? Steve gets squirrel. Well, gotta give him. It sounds different when he's looking up versus. The sound difference when he's looking up versus down is kind of a lot. Gotcha. The muffled nature. Okay, I'm making progress on this. It's still not pretty, but I figure let's get it in here. Then I'll clean it up. Then we'll cut. Then we'll crimp. And we'll plug things in. Man, the end of this is just being kind of a jerk. I don't know if it's just getting more twisted. Probably user error. Pretty well, lots of rearranging the electronics bay. Okay. You were working on was it the 9mm Trident that you're doing with Zol or no? Oh my gosh, dude, my fingers. Since I talk a lot at work, I'm super aware of good posture when talking. Yeah. Yeah, I notice it too. There's been a few times during like recording for a video where I move my neck or my head and I'm like, holy crap, the audio got real potato-y there for a sec. Okay, it's at least on, but it definitely needs to be cleaned up because it's not wrapped correctly. Trident mod series, 9mm belt sole, and other miscellaneous mods. Nice. I've been putting off the Trident repair / rebuild with that new toolhead because I was waiting on parts, but I've officially got everything I need. So hopefully this next month, it won't be a stream thing, other than maybe we'll play around with the finished thing on stream. But hopefully I can get it built so that I'm making video on it, just kind of showing off all the parts of it. Kind of off topic, but I'm wanting to start a 3D printing channel similar to yours. What tips would you have to a newbie YouTuber in the game? Man, so it depends on your goal. Like, I strongly, like, anybody that wants to make a YouTube channel because they want, like if they're getting into YouTube for, like, businessy reasons, I'm probably not the person to ask, because I did not do that. I didn't even, I mean, I've been on YouTube for like 12 or 13 years now. So like, I just got into it to make videos. If your goal is to just have fun and make videos, which I think ultimately should be the goal, but you know, teach their own. Then recommendations. Have fun. Don't be like typically I feel like a lot of, like, we're our own worst critics and nothing is perfect. So don't let like the idea of my video has to be perfect prevent you from pushing out the video. I would not spend a bunch of money on gear. I would use whatever gear you have. So like if you have iPhone or Android that's relatively modern and get a somewhat okay mic, then that's really all that you need. If you don't have lights, you can get cheap lights, or natural light coming through a window can be pretty nice if you get that set up correctly. But I mean, really, just have fun with it and don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself. There's been plenty of times over the years where I've said like, I'm gonna make a video every day this year, or like something crazy like that. And I have done it a few times over the years, and then I get burnt out in a couple weeks time, and then I feel kind of down that I couldn't stick to what I committed to. So I would say, like, if your goal is one video a month, like, do that, but don't scale until it's been enough time where you're like, cool, I know what goes into a video. I've done this consistently for a certain amount of time. I'm feeling good about this, and I feel like I can now add another one occasionally. Like, I just think that a lot of people, when they get into YouTube videos or just content creating, they like go so hard with it, which I get the excitement and the idea of that, but for a lot of people, it's not sustainable. So just stemming back to the have fun with it. I really like, if you're not having fun, then I feel like it defeats the purpose of it all. And also don't be too hard on yourself. I still make videos all the time, like where, because I make a lot of videos and I'm definitely not as passionate about every single video that I make. Some topics I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I'm going above and beyond for some fine little details in the video. And then I release the video and the video tanks for whatever reasoning. And then I'll release the video that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool, you know, enough to cover it, but like, I'm not as excited and the video will do great. And so sometimes that can be a little bit like, it doesn't always feel great. And Erin, my wife, she started saying like, you know, well, they can't all be winners. And that's sort of my attitude towards it now. It's just kind of like, you're gonna do your best, and then the rest is, you have no control over it. So yeah, that's what I got. A little bit of rant. Do it for the fun of it to start with. Yeah, do it for the fun of it to start with. Use what you got, do it for the fun of it to start with, and see where it goes. That's my recommendation in like a very fine chopped up portion. Okay, so the thing I'm wanting to see is, where the heck's the Bowden tube? Okay, so Bowden tube is external. Good. I just want to make sure I didn't need to put the Bowden tube in here. People can smell when you're not authentic, even if authentic is meh. Yeah, definitely be yourself. Like, I know that a lot of people will like be a little bit more of a enthusiastic version of themselves, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm probably not great at that in my videos. I mean, I don't think I'm not exciting or interesting, but I don't do a really good job of like being over the top. Like, it's not really me. But I am, the thing I know about me is when I am passionate about something, which I love 3D printing, like that helps a lot. Like, the downside is I talk a million miles an hour whenever I'm interested in a subject matter, which doesn't work for everybody, but it seems to work for enough people to where, you know, but yeah, definitely don't, like, just be yourself, whatever that is. And there's an audience. I mean, I strongly believe there's an audience for every personality type, you know, whether that's kind of more of a dry humor or whether that's a bit more of like, even like monotone. Like I've seen channels where like the creator is kind of monotone, but it works for them. So yeah, just have fun and be yourself. Hey, Blue. Keep politics out of it. Yeah. Yeah, my focus has always been like, just, I like building, I like 3D printing, And I like sharing things and talking and hanging out with people to either help them or even hell, learn and help myself and get ideas. So that's always been the goal of the channel. And I feel like after all this time, I'm quite proud of what, like, the community and what the channel is. So if nothing else, like, that's a win to me. Okay, this looks way prettier. So let's take a look at what I've been working on over here. Let's take a look at this. This looks way nicer. So I just put a little zip tie on both ends, not super tight, like it can still move, but just to, I don't know, keep this all together. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start chopping off these wires. They're too long. I probably could go quite a bit shorter than this, but as I mentioned a little bit ago, I'd rather have a little less than a little, nope, that's not right. I'd rather have a little bit more than a little bit less. So I don't want to go too short because it's going to annoy me to have to resolder on wire. So the thing I want to do here is make sure I'm doing the right side kind of connector. So for hot end, for heated bed, and for power, we've got screw down terminals. So we're going with ferrules. So we'll start with that because that is simple. And these are going to be those guys. So we'll go maybe about here, approximately. And then we will crimp. I plan to start streaming again, hopefully when I get clearance from surgery. How did you had the surgery, right, Aaron? I feel like you have to have. I feel like it was 2 weeks ago that we were talking about this and you were going in. Did you? If so, how are you feeling? PF, man, 10 memberships. Thank you very much, PF. Let's see. PF is getting air horn and cheers. I've got to do, so a few things here while what am I doing? I'm going to be crimping. I'll bring the picture back in a second here. I need to add more soundboard things, which I've been saying for a while, and I apologize, but if I keep saying it, eventually I'll do it. So I need more sounds. I feel like there's potential for more at this point. I don't know why we went from like 2 sounds to 8 sounds, and now I'm already like I've heard all these so many times. I also, the merch store is officially closed down for right now. That was not really a choice of my own. The platform Stream Elements closed down the thing they were using, and they now have another. They now have another side view. I guess I'm doing this. Another platform that they like kind of partnered with, and so I was under the impression that because they were telling me like, oh, you can migrate, I was under the impression that migration meant that they would take all of my current products and merch and basically put them in the new store. That didn't seem to be the case, and so I have not had a chance to sit down, but the game plan is that I am going to migrate everything over at some point, order a few things from the new merch store to make sure I'm happy with the quality, which I think Zombie did, and it seemed like he was pleased with it from what I thought I saw. And then I also have at least 2 or 3 design ideas that I've been sitting on for the better part of a year. So I'm hoping to reach out to the artists that originally did the spool bus and see if I can commission a couple more designs. So yeah, I need to remove the link right now that's in the timed bot for the merch store because it's a dead link at this point. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for the support. I hate that certain 3D channels bring up tin foil theories and talk about them. Yeah, I mean, there's an audience for everyone. Like certainly I have opinions as well, but I don't know, a lot of things it's just kind of like I don't want to get into it. Like there's so much silly stuff in the world that my goal is really not to try not to contribute to it more than necessary. So I started this as an outlet. I really started YouTube as a outlet for me to stay out of trouble. I was believe it or not, at a younger age, I was a big troublemaker, running around with the wrong crowd and just doing stupid stuff. And so after I graduated high school, I got really, I discovered that I was very passionate about like electronics and modding things, and none of my buddies I had, grown up with knew what the heck I was talking about or had any interest in the stuff I was now interested in. So I needed an outlet, and that was a combination of forums online and then ended up being YouTube. And so I just, it's intended to be a place where you can just have some fun and, I don't know, work on things, and that's what we do here. Hey, Mr. Melted. Okay, Martin, hey. So next thing I want to check is thermistor. So I believe we've got fans. So fans are all going to be JST. It looks like everything else is just standard. What is it? JST? Is it PH? I always screw up the sizes. Whatever. I think it's the 2mm spacing. Okay, so what am I not doing? Is this it? Thermistor? Yeah. Okay. Thermistor is absolutely little standard JST, guys. pH is 2. Okay. So pH is 2mm. What's the smaller one then? So the most common ones then are, so pH is by far the most common. And what's the one that's a size smaller? I don't love the one that's a size smaller, and I absolutely despise the one that's a size smaller than that. I remember on the, what was the board? Gosh. I'm trying to think. On the build I did with Steve, so on the VZBot, Mellow, they had some pins that were the smaller size JST connections, and I was screwing them up pretty bad. Okay, XH, yeah. I think I have actually... Wait, these say pH 2.0 connectors. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe pH are the ones I don't love. Yeah, no, so these are not pH then. So pH is slightly smaller. That's not as common as what these ones are. These are a step up from pH. Is XT bigger? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So pH are the ones that I was screwing up on. For whatever reasoning, it just kept, I think I was damaged. I don't know. I don't really remember what was going on. I can do pH pretty well now. I prefer these ones, which are a step up, but whatever's below pH, I despise. Whatever was on the, oh, words are tough. Big Tree Tack Stealth Burner can board, the OG one, was absolutely just awful. It was, I remember someone in chat or a few people here were talking about it, like, oh, it's going to be really awful. You should get the pre-done wire, and you couldn't have been more correct. It was, I don't even think I attempted. I think I looked at it and said, there's no way this is happening. Oh man, come on. There we go. X8, okay, yeah, HX is what I'm used to then. I can't, so yeah, XH is the one then. That's what these are. That's my absolute preference. But yeah, I can pH, I've done, I feel like a fair bit of them lately, so I'm more confident with them and kind of just know the size I need to use on the crimping tool for it. But I just remember when Steve and me were doing the freaking VZBot, and I was doing them, and Steve was like, I'm done with them all. And I said, you're done with them all, Steve? What? And I was trying to get caught up, but I don't remember exactly if the wire kept breaking on me or they were just sliding off the ends, but yeah, I was failing pretty hard on those. The biggest thing with crimping is really having the right tool. If you don't have the right crimper, it's an absolute freaking nightmare trying to figure out how to get it to work correctly. Okay, so we've got our heater wires done. We've got our thermistor wires, maybe, if I can pop, there we go. And there we go. Huh. That's not staying in. That's funny. I talk about... That's what I get for freaking... let me pull this off. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention, and so if you don't position them right if you don't position it right inside of the crimper, you'll accidentally compress the little portion of it that retains it in the connector, which is exactly what I did. And it's if you squeeze that down hard, good luck trying to get it to pop out. A lot of times it like bonds to the body of the connector, so it's easier just to redo it. pH is the limit of easy. Yeah, underneath that, let me make sure. Yeah, I'm good now. Underneath pH, it's just like, I would imagine for the most part what's beneath that is done by a machine, right? Like an automatic machine that creates the harnesses. Either that or you've got someone with just like tweezer and a microphone. Not a microphone, a magnifying glass. But I imagine a lot of that stuff has to be automated. Okay, there we go. What's next? Next up, we've got this, which is our micro probe. Where is that going actually? On the Pico. I might have to pull up the, let's leave that for last. Let's keep moving forward. So we've got, what else do we got here? This is, what's black and white? Oh, black and white is also, okay, so these are both for micro probe. There's 5 wires for it. Let's do our fans. Fans are gonna be one here. Especially big crimping. Just be glad no one uses GH. Yeah, I think GH is probably what was on the that Big Tree Tech product, the first version of the Stealth Burner can board. I'm shocked that they shipped that, thinking that anybody would be able to actually install it. Kind of mind-blowing. I just spent money on a USB cable for a Lego Lightning kit because the one I have broke. It's so small, there's no way I could. What's Lego Lightning? Is it like, I'll have to look that up. That sounds cool. I haven't built Lego in a really long time. Like, I know a few of my coworkers are really big into Lego, and I still, like, I mean, I'm sure I would really enjoy it. Lego's rad. As a kid, I was a big fan of Lego, but I certainly don't know like what the latest sets are like compared to what they had when I was a lot younger. Okay, there's one. Oh, lighting. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Also, did you respond, Aaron, about the? Did I miss it? Aaron. Hey Nomads, I started streaming to have company while building. It's been fun. Yeah, definitely. I had it 2 weeks ago. I have 3 weeks to go. Okay, I caught it finally. Awesome. So it went well. Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago on stream you were supposed to have it soon, so I just checked to make sure I spelled it right. I feel like I could definitely benefit from a light behind me. It's hard to see what the heck's going on. Ooh, in health news, I don't think I mentioned this. Did I mention this? I don't think so. So I'm sure a lot of people that have been watching me for a while probably remember that. Actually, hold on. Make sure I do the order correctly for the fans. It does matter. So positive is on the side. So positive is on this side. Boop. Negative is on this side. And a boop. All right, that is one. So yeah, it was probably 2 years ago now, a year and a half ago. It's been a while. I went to the doctor and got, I hadn't been to the doctor in a really long time just because of all the pandemic. Like, it just was a nightmare to ever see a doctor. So I said, ah, screw it. I'm not going to deal with it. And then I finally went and saw a doctor and I got blood work done and it came back as pre-diabetic, which was mind melting to me. I don't have, like, diabetes doesn't run in the family. Yes, I have a sweet tooth. There's no denying it. But I had never, like, in previous years had any doctors say, like, hey, your, you know, levels are getting close. And so it was shocking. And I stopped drinking energy drinks after that. Everyone probably remembers from the older streams, I used to have like a monster most streams. I cut all that out. I cut way back on sodas and stuff like that. But I always had sort of a weird, I had a feeling that something was off about that test because it was a glucose test and I had had a caramely sweet coffee right before I went in to take that test. And the doctor, like, I hadn't fasted. I didn't know I was actually doing lab work. And the doctor, I asked him about it and he said, no, something along the lines of like, no, the levels you're at, like, it wouldn't have affected it that much, you know, whatever. So I kind of took him at face value, but I still, in the back of my mind, thought it was weird. I you know, Googled and stuff, I'm like, it seems weird. But I hadn't gone back to the doctor in another year. And so I finally got into a doctor 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, and had a laundry list of complaints, you know, back pain, this pain, all this. And one of them I asked about was the pre-diabetes. And so she got me in for a A1C test, which is different than a glucose test, and it's not based off of your blood sugar levels at that moment. It's whatever A1C is. I don't know the science behind it, but like it's like a 3-month period or whatever. And they called me Monday and let me know that I am indeed not pre-diabetic. So that was good news. I still, one, I'm shocked that the doctor, you know, just wasn't willing to retest, or not that he wasn't willing, but like hadn't retested. But yeah, just interesting. Interesting. Good news. I was very, very happy to find that out, but I still am not going back to energy drinks. I think like some positive things came out of it, even if it was based off of me thinking I had something that I didn't have. So I do still plan on no more energy drinks and kind of what I've been doing, which I'll still have soda, but it's not like a daily thing. It's much rarer and yeah, but interesting. It was very interesting. Try crimping small USB camera connectors. They usually, ugh, that sounds awful. A1C is better overall look of your sugar levels. I'm type 2 since I was 27, now 39, but changed diet to avoid meds. Change diet to avoid meds. Wow. Meaning you don't have to take anything for it because of your lifestyle and diet changes? Nomads, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Let's do, we'll do a Hadouken. And my stomach growled, so we'll do I wonder what's for dinner. Also, if this is our last stream of July, I need to give some memberships out, don't I? I'm pretty sure I've not done that. Membership gifting. Yeah, I still have 10 left, dude. All right, we'll do 5 right now. And then I'll do 5 more later in the stream. I'm not gonna hold on to these. They should be given. They should be given away. I take nothing. I used to drink a ton of Mountain Dew a day. I quit soda entirely. Nice, and I've never gone back. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. I'm really happy to hear that. Good afternoon. Okay, so everything is crimped with the exception of the micro probe. What I don't know is how the micro probe needs to be wired in. I haven't done a BL Touch or a micro probe or any of the things in quite a while. So let's see if we go under, let's see if we go here and we go SKR, oops, SKR Pico, GitHub. Also, if you guys haven't smacked the like button, please do. I think I forgot, it's been an hour and I've not mentioned it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, I should have given some away a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'll do 5 more in a bit here. Okay, so let's download this because I despise streaming PDFs through GitHub because it only shows so much. So Let's see, sensorless homing function. We're gonna need to do that. So as far as I'm aware, X and Y will require that, if I'm not mistaken, and Z will use, I would think that's gonna use micro probe. So let's get some jumpers. Where did, the ultimate question, where would I have put jumpers? Here they are. Okay. Also, in good news, I did get the replacement board in for Milo, so hopefully I can get that going soon here. Why would anyone use sensorless for extruder? That seems odd to me, but so we need X and we need Y. That's what we need. So looks like that is going to be X and Y, the center guys. Yeah, so there we go. I tried Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper for the first time the other day, kind of meh. Dude, I'm about to get defensive. Don't you say that about Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. That's definitely, that became my soda. My buddy that I'm going to visit in California might have gotten me on the soda train. He drinks a lot of soda. I think he's cut back a lot too, but we always had Dr. Pepper on hand. Aaron likes Dr. Pepper a lot too. Usually lately it's been Dr. Pepper Cherry that we have if we have it. But yeah, Dr. Pepper root beer, big fan. Okay, so jumper caps are connected to their corresponding axis. If you select this function, you cannot use external end stop. Sweet, that's fine. So I think we're good on that. But let's see if there's, I'm hoping that they have a diagram for the micro probe. There we go. There we go. This is what we want. Perfect. So they don't have micro probe, but I'm assuming it's gotta be mirroring BL Touch. Color wise, we've got what? Brown, red, yellow, white, black. Brown, red, yellow. Beautiful. That's exactly what we've got. So we are going to be plugging this in, it looks like, on this side, and they are JST. Cool. So we'll just make sure the orientation is correct. Well, let's first cut and crimp, and then before I plug them in, we'll make sure I've got the orientation correct. So we'll take these back to about the same length, somewhere right about here, and chop. It's the European version of those drinks. So, oh, interesting. Strawberry. I haven't had either of those, strawberries or cream Dr. Pepper. I'm hoping to find some like healthier drinks that I enjoy. Like I tried, because I do enjoy the sort of bubbles, and I tried a lot of these seltzers, like LaCroix or whatever. And I don't know, most of the ones I can think of are the alcoholic ones, but I've tried quite a few of them, and most I'm just like, man, it's so bland. But we hung out with some friends 2 weeks ago, and they sent us home with, they sent Erin home actually, and she didn't drink it, so I took it. It was like, it was a seltzer, but it also had a little bit of juice in it. So it was like 100%, juice mixed with the seltzer. And man, that made a big difference. That I could see myself drinking when I want something that's, not water or whatever else. Water is, I guess, primarily what I drink if I'm not having something good. So switch to good electrolyte water. Hey, Nadir. It's the same as the BL Touch. Perfect, cool. I'm excited to see how this micro probe works. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't ever used it. All right, let's do this. Coconut cream Dr. Pepper is where it's at, especially if you add a bit of Malibu coconut. A beer with a pizza. Yeah, I do like a beer with pizza. I've got pretty bad stomach issues, so I can't eat late, and I can't do, at least right now, it seems like it's been the last 10 years of my life, very much so in waves. But right now it's been pretty bad, so I can't, like if I'm having a beer, it has to be pretty early afternoon, so I've got time for it to digest. But I will agree that a warm slice of za with a tasty beer is quite nice. Yeah, here we go. I drink Ultima watermelon, and it satisfies that flavor to me. Ultima watermelon. I don't know what that is. For any Swedes in the chat, because I know we usually have a few here, my parents just landed in Sweden yesterday. My dad sent me a photo of them on a sailboat right now. And I am jealous. It looks beautiful. Okay, one down, 4 to go. I've never been fun to beer at all. My alcohol of choice was Jaeger. Oh God. I worked at a bar for 2 years roughly. That's when me and Erin started dating. And we had a bottle of Jaeger in the fridge at all times, but man, it was like, there was like, I mean, 2 people that I could remember that actually drank it. I like black licorice. You know, I mean, I haven't had Jaeger in a long time. I do like black licorice, and I feel like it is that. But yeah, it's very in your face. Very in your face. All right, 2 more to go. That should be all the crimping, I think. I just came to say hello and smash like. Going back to, oh man, thank you for stopping by, Nadia. Congratulations on your newborn as well. I hope if you're not getting sleep right now, I hope that it's a fairly quick transition, that you get, you know, some decent night's sleep soon here. But congratulations, that's super exciting. Jaeger is not for everyone. People only ever have 2 reactions to it, either an instant desire. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's very, very accurate. All right, last one. Yeah, I'm gonna, probably one of the things I'll end up installing at some point in here is a, I mean, I have the green light behind me, but it doesn't really add a bunch of light, but having some kind of a light, maybe on the ceiling, just a small light bouncing down so I can see behind me a bit. All right. Any good positron kits? I mean, the only full kit I know of is the LDO kit for the 3.2. This does have a kit, like at least for CNC, and I think a printed parts kit. But a lot of the stuff you are self-sourcing from primarily Ali. I don't know, unless things have changed. It's been a few months since I sourced this. Okay, so we need brown, red, and yellow. Let me grab 2 more of these little JST connectors. We need a 3 and a 2. I need to order more of these. I'm getting low on the 2. Seems to be the most common. Okay, so if this is going in like this, picture says brown, red, yellow. Brown should be here. These are really thin, kind of scary thin wires actually. I might need to use, I think I need a little flathead to push these in actually. Yeah, it's brown. What did I say? Red and yellow. I'm gonna pull these apart a little bit so that way I'm not putting too much pressure on. Speaking of LDO kits, did you guys see that LDO released, looks like pre-orders for Rook? I had no idea that they were working on a Rook kit, if I'm being honest. I also think I saw somebody ask about the Rook 2020, and I believe Jason said there was going to be an upgrade path. But I don't know enough about Rook to know what an upgrade path would look like, or if that's even possible from base Rook to Rook 2020. I think that a lot of parts would be quite different. Mark 1 release is a little too late, I feel. Yeah, it seemed a little odd to me. Like, I know that it takes let's see, black and white. Black and white. So I know that it takes a long time for a kit to go together, but like I know that Fabrico had their version of the kit pretty early on. And I feel like a lot of the hype around the Mark 1 probably isn't quite what it was. I think that, to me, the 2020, I like the... From what I've seen, I like the 2020 better than the Mark 1. Okay. Black, white. I think I got all this. So here is our beautiful little wire harness. LDO is nice, but it still has room for tweaking. It wouldn't hurt to wait a little more for a smooth ride on it. Are you talking specific? What are we talking about here? Are we talking about LDO Positron? Are we talking about LDO Rook? Are we talking about LDO in general? I don't know. Cough syrup and Red Bull. That's awful. And Mark II is 2020 blind joint. Should have made it Mark II. Yeah. I'm hoping that Mark II follows not too far behind, and maybe they just end up doing like a swap. I have no idea what the difference is. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're able to move on now to the next part of the mechanical assembly. I think we're done. I know I haven't plugged anything in yet. We don't need to do that. Don't need to do that right now. Don't need to do... Okay, this is where we're at. So, yeah. Let's do it. M318s. I'm going to wait to install... I'm going to wait to... I don't know what the order is. Should I be installing this right now, the board, or should I finish the mechanical assembly? LT team is working on the S1. What's the S1? What is that? Hasn't they released the Mark II? Been released? Not sure why they'd make a Mark 1 kit. Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard. I had no idea it was being worked on. Okay, so this is an M318 flathead. M318, M320s. M318, we need 2 of these. We need the printed spacers I just made. 2 of these. And then we need the pulleys that we made quite a while ago. I'm hopefully going to Printopia. I was looking at flights. Hopefully I'll have some more info in the next week here when I'm back from my trip. Okay, where are the pulleys we previously created? Here they are. Okay, so we are going bolt, pulley, oops, pulley, spacer, and pulley, like that. And then we are doing the same thing, it looks like, again. We've got bolt, pulley, spacer, pulley, bam. Okay, so for this, I think I'm gonna do Loctite as well. Unless this bottoms out, then yeah, I'm still probably gonna do some Loctite on these. And then this needs to be facing, okay, we're facing the right orientation, and these are going in the farther holes, so. What day? Hopefully the whole weekend. I'm not going to Earth this year. I didn't set up time off and all for it. Otherwise, Hector has room for me if I decided to go. Well, if you change your mind, I'm hoping to be there, Aaron. I've got to still figure out some of the final details, but it sounds like the game plan is I'll probably be hanging out at the at Fabrico's booth if it all ends up working out for a few hours, at least a few hours each day, like half the day. So I'm sure I'll probably end up being there more. I get really excited talking to people, and then I need to retreat and kind of like go back to the base and chill for a bit. So I'm sure I'll be there for a lot more. But yeah, Once it's set in stone and I've got like flight and hotel booked, I'll for sure let everybody know. But it's looking pretty good so far. The wheels are in motion. I guess that's probably the better description. Okay. I'll be there on Sunday. I'll be giving out maker chips. Nice. I don't think I did. Okay. I don't think I've gotten a single maker chip from anybody, but they came out at. Yeah, so this is the same thing. I don't fully understand it, but if you screw this screw all the way down, the bottom pulley can no longer move. So it seems like the play is to screw it down and then back it off until it's like back it off a quarter turn or half turn. I don't think there's any spacer. Let me check the CAD really quick. Isolate off. If I go here, yeah, there's no spacer. So it just compresses. Okay. Hey, Dewitt's here. How's it going? Good afternoon. How's your week going? So yeah, let's fully tighten these down and then I'll just sort of back off. That's why I'm putting the Loctite. It's just so that way, hopefully, it gives these enough bite to not want to back out. Okay, so these are fully tight. So too tight. Now I'm going to do a, I don't know, quarter turn. Quarter turn. Okay, we've got some motion now. That still feels too tight. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. That feels plenty loose to me. Maybe. Yeah, top's definitely loose. Just seems so weird to me. Something seems off. I said this before, but like I don't understand. How are these screws not gonna fall out now? It's bizarre to me. It almost makes me wonder if I were to use a longer, if I were to use a longer screw here, you're sure there's not supposed to be a shim underneath the bottom pulley? There's no mention of a shim, and there's not any shims. Like, the only shims that exist are these ones, but these ones still are too, oops, I'm sorry. They still compress. Like, they're still too big. The outer diameter, the 7mm outer diameter, is too large. So even using these, because I am using these on another one, they still compress the part down. So it doesn't make sense to me. This was the confusion I ran into before. So I'm wondering if I use a slightly longer screw for this so that it bottoms out inside of the, like if we go from M318 to M320 perhaps, if having it bottom out would be a better choice. But I actually don't have an M320 that's this style. I've got, these are socket heads, which we don't want. So yeah, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, if you look at this, it's basically it's the bearing stack we created. There's no washer in the CAD. And it's just screw head. And if I go here, it's the same thing. You've got bolt, you've got bearing stack we made, spacer and bearing stack. There's nothing. Hey, nice. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know. I mean, if McFazio's here and he has more input, I'd love to hear it, but I don't know what else to do. Like, if I tighten these down fully, it's compressing everything and the stack doesn't spin freely. Well, I guess like that, it still seems like they should spin freer. I have a problem with the bearing too. Are you building the JourneyMaker or the 3.2? What I would love to do is source a shim or a washer that will work for these. But yeah, that just feels like it's gonna make the motors have to work quite a bit harder. It's the same thing with these ones. These ones right here. So this one bottoms out. So there's some up and down play. So this one has some up and down play. It bottoms out, which I think is fine. Like, they move freely still. I don't see how it'll affect it. I don't think that'll be an issue. But these ones, they have two. I put two shims on the bottom because it calls for 0.2 millimeter and the shims I got are 0.1 for whatever reasoning. But if I tighten them down fully, then they completely constrict. So I used a bit of Loctite and backed them off a quarter turn, and now they can both spin freely. And they don't seem to be backing out, but I don't know. It's odd to me. It should not wobble. You're saying this? Wait. This one shouldn't wobble? I can show you, like, let me take, oh man, yeah, it's still, the Loctite's not that great. So if I take this off and we look at it, so, oops, we've got our bolt and then the stack that we made. Well, I guess this isn't a stack, but just this single, the single idler, and then it calls for putting two washers on the bottom. And the washers that I sourced from the BOM are 0.1 millimeter thick. They're 3 by 7 by 0.1, while the BOM calls for 3 by 7 by 0.2, so I basically have two of them here. But the issue is when you put these on, they're too wide. 3 by 7 is too wide. So if I were to tighten this down, it doesn't really serve any purpose. It still compresses the entire stack and makes it, or the idler makes it not spin. So I don't know if the BOM has the wrong size or what the deal is, but this is a huge issue that we ran into with this build. Is it just doesn't make sense. A standard M3 washer. Standard M3 washers are big though, no? Like what? I don't know, what is a standard M3 washer? We looked last time to see, and like it would require a really, really small washer, because like, let me grab one of these bearings or these idlers real quick here. As long as the inner bearing can rotate, it will be fine. If this thing is wrong, you'll find out once you put the belt on. Gotcha. So you think that even with this being compressed, let me see. Interesting. So you think the inner bearing can still spin? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's do this. Let's go. Okay. So I will just bottom these out then. Maybe the inner does spin, and maybe it's just the outer that's being. So yeah, let's try this. We're gonna find out. We're gonna try this soon and find out soon. So now that I've got this in, right, I'm gonna tighten it all the way. Okay. And now these don't spin at all. Like, but does the inside spin? I guess, which is kind of the. I can't actually tell if the inside's spinning. Inside's still spinning. So maybe it's more of a like mind app. I'm used to the whole thing spinning. So let's do this. Let's tighten this down all the way. Okay, you're saying that these should not have wobble. They should not bottom out. So if that's the case, then that means I have to go with a smaller. I'm glad you're here because this was something that was really puzzling when we ran into it. Let's see. Where's the motor? Z-axis. No, it was. Okay. So we used an M310 and this calls for M314. So M314 is too long, it bottoms out. So we need M310, it looks like, for everything. So let's grab M310s and swap this out. I would think as long as the belt is not rubbing on the outside, it should. Holy crap. Hi, bud. Jack brake. Jack brake. Look at your hair, dude.
Baby bot brake.
All right, we got baby bot brake. Careful, Julie boy. Oh, big guy. Look at this kid's hair, man. Hold on, let's go. Look at your hair. You look like a little gentleman. Huh? You look like a little gentleman. There's a lot of wires. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Uh-huh. I think we just realized something thanks to the person that created this version of this printer. So I'm going to show Aaron. Aaron's here. So these, when you tighten them down, they don't spin, right?
Okay.
And this is what the belt's going to route on. So the whole time we've been building it, I've been super confused because I'm like, it needs to be able to spin so the belt can be moving back and forth. But it looks like, although the outside is completely compressed, the inside, which is this little guy, you can't really see it, but this guy in here still free spins. So as long as the inside is free spinning and that's what the belt's on, then it should be fine. But we'll see very shortly here. Don't touch the camera. Are you serious? Are you serious? What's that?
How do I ensure the rate?
At UPS. So you basically will go there. So things you'll need: receipt, so that way you have proof that they actually took it. You're gonna ask. You're gonna say you need it overnighted. They'll probably give you 2 overnight methods. One's usually like next day, and one's before a certain time in the morning. Get the price for both, but I would say you're probably gonna want to go with the one that's not early morning because the difference in price from like a 6-hour window can be like double the cost. So, you know, find out that. And then, yeah, you need to insure it for the full value. So just basically tell them, you know, ask them with overnight what, if it comes with a default insurance and if you need to insure it for more. Yeah. What? What do you see over here? Oh, look, it's the KB3D sent over some 3DO cams, and he, yeah. Is that teddy bear? Yeah. Is that teddy bear?
Yeah.
Huh? Can you say thank you 3DO, thank you KB3D? Don't eat them. You want a second teddy bear? Look, they sent 2. You got a panda as well.
Panda.
It's pretty excited.
You like it?
Is it cool?
Yeah.
All right, Daddy just figured out how this works. He thinks so. He's gonna get back to it. Okay. It'd be good for Mama.
Snackaroo and then get going.
Okay. Enjoy your bears, bud. I forgot that I had put those there. I took a bunch of those plushies from Hector's warehouse when I was down there in May. Nice. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Love how he was intentionally listening to his daddy. That will change. Little man is gonna be building his own printer. Yeah, we're gonna get him a we're gonna get him a V0. Okay, so let's swap out these screws and hopefully this fixes our issue. Is it fascinating, bud? Dude, when you're older, you can totally help me build printers, man. Mama will love that. We're like, this 3D printer isn't for me, I got it for Jack. He's like, yeah, Ma, that's for me. You know what? I don't know if these screws are, this is gonna be interesting. Love you too. It feels like a 3x12 is what we need, and that's what I don't have. See if this works. Oh, that's a bummer. So, man, okay, so I have three M3 by 10s and M3 by 14s. The M3 14 was too long, the M3 by 10 is too short. So, what we'll probably do is shim it. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find a 2mm shim. Hey there, I'm glad I found this channel. I hear it's difficult printer to build. I'm curious to see more of this. Hey Glock! Yeah, it's been definitely a learning experience, that's for sure. I always say we're making good progress, but I truly mean it. We are making good progress. I don't understand, with how much I use M3 screws, how do I not have just standard M3 washers? Let me see. Surely there's gotta be some somewhere. Hoping I can find like a 1mm M3 washer that I can stack two of, because I think I only bought 0.1mm washers. That's a lot of washers. That's a lot of thin razor washers to stack. So let me check in here. I think this is a V0. M5, M5, M3, M3, M3 by 2. Nope, those are unreal. I don't understand how, with how many machines I have built on the channel, I don't have M3 washers abundant. It's crazy to me. What other washers have I purchased for this? These look like M4. All right, let me check one more time down here. I'm not seeing any, but I think what I'll do is let me run downstairs. I know where I have some M3 hardware down there. I'll see if I can find it. I think my comment got removed because I think LDO doc, but is this guy you're using this tape? No, very, very different printers. Yeah, I don't know the full. We're gonna build a 3.2 at some point. I've got the kit here. After this, we're probably doing the MMU3 first, but I'll be able to point out differences once I've built both. But I know that there's quite a lot. So here, let me put this here. I'm gonna see if I can find some M3 washers. Be right back. I knew it. It's not a matter of like, if I didn't have M3 washers, it's where in the world are they? So, okay, let's see. These are hopefully a bit thicker. Here we go. Let's see. Looks like we have primarily, let me dump all these actually. So these are skinnier. This is, okay, this is 1/2 millimeter. These are also 1/2 mil. Okay, so I think we'll see if, we'll try 2 shims and see if that's enough. So 2 of you, then our idler, then 2 of these. Okay. Okay, that seems to have done it. I can still move these a little bit, and I can't move these, but there's like no play compared to before, so I could probably add one more, but it seems unnecessary. So, okay, let's rinse and repeat that for this side. Okay, what's up, tripods? Yeah, let me, I'll start right over. Give me just 1 second. How are you doing, man? Are you going to 3D Printopia? Is that in the cards this year? Okay, so 2 more of these. 1, 2. One. All right, come on. Just realized you can't really see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Okay. And then 1, 2. I missed a little bit of M3 washer. No, so apparently, and we're gonna find this out shortly, it seems like although the outside bearing is, or the outside like shim is compressed, that the inside that the belt's actually gonna ride on is not. So I'm still not 100% sold, but it does seem, shit, I can't actually tell on this one. Yeah, inside's still spinning, so it seems like it's a little bit what's the word? Not I don't know. It seems wrong, but it feels like it's probably gonna be okay. So I'm tightening things down fully. I'm glad that McFuzzy was here. That's definitely something that, in my opinion, needs to be like in big red called out in the guide, because it feels wrong. Like you're tightening it down, it's like, okay, nothing can spin anymore. But like, let me verify one more time with this one. Oops. Yeah, inside's still spinning. So I've built a lot of printers and I've never had it where it compresses the outside but not the inside. So I just think that a comment on that would help a ton. I booked a silver, oh nice, cool. Are you going there? Like, I think I might be wrong, but I think at Rocky Mountain, it was sort of like maybe partially sponsored the LGU. I know you guys were giving away a printer at that table. Are you doing any kind of like collab thing for 3D Printopia or no? The classic, it'll be fine. Yeah, it's odd, but if it works, then it works. So, and I would rather have the screws tightened down fully than doing what I was doing. What I was doing was me like, makeshifting it because I didn't understand what the heck. Okay, so we've got that. Use the pulley made earlier step. Great. Okay, now we're taking our final, our final stacks. So 1 stack here, 1 stack here. Our final rail, which I already had like pre-lubed and stuff a long time ago, months ago. Okay, and then we need what? M314s. Okay, so rails here. Put these back. These were M310s, I think. And then M314. Oh, I'm getting low on M314s. Hopefully we have enough. I should. We got one more after this. Okay, so from the, looks like bottom side up, we got this going through here like this. And then it looks like we've got a M3 hex nut, which I do have. I would recommend that you finish the wiring, then wrap the belt. Once the belt is on we'll be able to see if there's a problem with the pulleys. Okay, finish the wiring, then wrap the belt. Sweet. So I'll put these on, and then before I start wrapping that belt, I'll plug everything into the main board. Thank you. That was a question I had, was what's the order of operation? It looks like the screw sticks out quite a bit on this, which I'm not sure if that's supposed to, but well, it says to use the M314, so we'll stick with this for now. Might be working with a filament company. Nice, okay. Hopefully I'll see you there. It's still not 100% yet, but hopefully it'll end up working out. So I've never been to Earth or 3D print. Oh, obviously I haven't been to 3D Printopia, but I've never been to Earth or anything. Yeah, it's still spinning good, man. Yeah, I would, if you didn't hear it, I would definitely put a note just saying that, hey, outside of this is going to be compressed, but if you look at the actual inside of the bearing, it still it spins freely because it's kind of mind melty. It's definitely not the usual way with the stacks. I mentioned before the pulley should be tightened all the way. Oh, then backed off slightly. Okay. Wait, I'm screwing up. Yeah, I'm definitely screwing up. This is not right. How did I screw that up? There. Well, I think what I'll do is, though, for right now, not back off. Like, since they're all going to be accessible once I have the belts on, I'll leave them tight for now. And then if I see an issue with the motion, then I'll loosen them. But I think I'd rather start tight than start loose. Because we know, I mean, it'll definitely work loose, but the looser I do it, the more I'm concerned with it potentially wanting to back off on its own. Hey, MakerMind! Have you hit the like button? If not, why are the squirrels that bad? Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. If you haven't hit the like button, smack the like button. In 45 minutes, we'll open up a giveaway for Polymaker Filament. Okay. This one I feel more comfortable being able to back off just a hair right now, I guess, like just a quarter turn because of the way it is. No, I don't like that. No, it's like you back it off just a quarter turn and it all of a sudden has too much freedom to move. Yeah, we'll leave it like this for now. Okay, so we did that. Now there's little printed caps, it looks like. I think I saw those in here. Bum, bum, bum. Here's one, here's two. I don't know that these are big enough, but maybe. Yeah, seems like it kind of works. There's just little printing. I don't know if they are just for looks or if they are kind of functional, but the little end of the screw pops into there. Any recommendations to a noob with Clipper who is receiving a Bitry Pi 2 soon? Have you, I mean, any recommendations to a noob with Clipper? Okay, so you're a noob with Clipper. I can't, I mean, follow the instructions and use the image that they provide would be my main thing. But yeah, using their image is probably my primary recommendation. XY spacer, pretty sure this is, yep, this is machined. So this is going on like this, right here. And then, neat. Okay, so center of rail. I will also put some of the Loctite on this. These are M320 socket heads. M320 socket heads. There we go. Oh man, my nose is itchy. Ender NG parts are now printing. Oh, you're gonna build an NG? I need to respond to the creator. I've been always behind on messages, but the plan is to build one of those as well. I've got some funds allocated to sourcing that. Actually, yeah. Yee. This has a little bit of wobble. I'm assuming that I probably want to use the little CNC bracket to try to square it. This is no longer valid. Yep, that's right. Sorry, there was a sale on PulleysMaker Filament last week, and it's not right this week. Let me change that. Oh gosh. Bum 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 bum. Let's see, chatbot, timers, PulleysMaker. Okay, I'll just change it to what it was before. Purchase PulleysMaker Filament, support the channel. Bam. Okay, should be saved. By the time we're done this build, maybe the Lemontron will be in beta, which turns the whole base into a unibody. Lemontron? What is that? Is it mill? Is it printed or CNC base? Okay, we did that. Sweet. Okay, so now it's wiring. Fantastic. Let's do this. So this is going to be positioned like this, which means that things are going to be hard to access. Our fans. Can I make this bigger? Fit. No, here we go. Why are we not? No. Okay, so fan 3 is our part cooling fan, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if... It's so interesting to see if all wires can fit through this opening, but there's a little opening right here, which looks like it's where all... this guy. It looks like that's where all the external wires are going to fit in from. And the biggest one is by far the tool head. So let's see if I can shove this in here first. Let me do a couple at a time, maybe. Let's start with you. Then move on to you. Okay. And then lastly, okay, wires for the tool head are in. Yeah, I think I could fit everything in here as long as I'm careful. Okay, so pretty sure these larger wires are going to be the heat break fan, which should be fan 2. Worst comes to worst, I can always just change the pin out in the clipper config, so it's not that big of a deal one way or another. And then this one will be part cooling fan, which looks like it's fan 3. Oh, what the? The whole header bent back on the Pico. Okay, let's not break the board. That was interesting. Okay, be careful with Pico. And then the last one is a, let me zoom in a little bit. There are YouTube videos about Lemontron. Okay, I'll take a look. I have not heard anything about it prior to right this moment. And then this goes right here. I can't believe that port bent back so damn easy. That was not, didn't like that. Okay, everything else I think I can access relatively easily once it's installed still. Let's plug in our, I guess, our stepper wires. Let's see. Let's see. Feed the. I imagine the extruder wire has to be something you can access after the fact, because how in the heck else would you break this thing down if you can't access the extruder port? So I don't know which one's the X motor. A motor right, X motor left. I have no idea what that means. Like what direction. I don't know that it again, like I can change pinouts if need be, so we'll just go for it. I have a 50-50 shot of getting it right. Nope, that's not right. That was definitely wrong. Okay. So extruder wire for sure still needs to go in. Thermistor bed we won't have yet. So thermistor 0 can go in here. Dude, why are Pico ports just kind of weak? What's the deal here? I don't understand. They just seem, I guess maybe it's because of the orientation that they're mounted in. They seem flimsy. And then this is going here. This is going in here. Okay. Okay, I think that's about all that I'm gonna be able to do right now. So let's try to do this. We've got someone spill a box of shims. Something like that. You're not far from what actually happened here. Okay, so this needs to sit underneath here like this. And then I don't know what size M310s. Okay, so hopefully M310s are gonna work for this. So let's start by I think this will work, but I'm not entirely sure. It's gonna be close. I think this is the angle I want it. I tried doing this before, and I'm pretty sure one of the orientations was not going to work. I think this is the orientation I needed to be in. There's the reason, so why I'm fussing around with this right now is there's two orientations that you can mount the Pico in based off the holes in the bottom, but when I sort of like dry fit things or stage them, I guess is probably the better word, between last week and this week, one of the orientations was not going to work with the connectors, so I am trying to recall what orientation that was. So if I have this like this, that should work. Okay. Yeah, installing this is it's tight. It's tight. It's not like a printer build where you're like, I've got tons of room. Like it all matters how you sort of maneuver the board in here. There we go. You get down. And of course this thing popped off. And we will get it, but I will, once I have this in place, my goal will be to never remove the main board on this. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can start. That's not gonna work. Ah, the lip of the board is above the center thing. That's a very small, yeah, it's a very tight space for a lot of things. I agree, and I'm not even sure if the screw size I'm using is gonna work. I think I might need a slightly longer screw size. M314s would be ideal, but I only have one M314 left, is that right? I've got M318, so that seems way too big. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand. Unless, let me check one last thing. Maybe I pulled out M314s the other day and they're just, nope, this is Milo. That's not the right build at all. Oh, could these be M314s? Oh my God, I think I found four. Yeah, I think these are what we need. Come on. Yes. Okay, this is helpful. This has been most helpful. Hey Liz, it's been a couple weeks. How have we been? Pretty good overall. Yeah, pretty good. Everything okay with you? A lot of the same, I think, here. Really. My brother and sister-in-law drove out. I haven't seen them in 2 years, and they drove out and surprised us last week, which was awesome. They're going to be staying out here at my parents' for, I think, a couple of months, actually. So, very, very excited to spend some time with them. Oh, please, just fit. Okay, new plan. New plan. Or maybe not new plan. Maybe what I'm doing is fine. Bum, bum, bum. Why are we stuck? What are we stuck on? Okay, I've got this lined up now. So if I could just get this a couple of turns in. Okay, one is in. Now let's see if we can get another hole lined up. This is going to be a lot of just watching me from a distance putz around. So what is blocking me from being able to move this? That is my question. It's not that, I don't think. Is it? Okay, I found it. It's this. Oh, shit. So the Z1. Ow. Oh, that you blood. Pin headers are sharp. There's a Z2 stepper header, and it is in contact. Let me get a napkin. It is in contact with the center dividing piece. So we don't need it. I could technically break it off, but I'd rather not. So let me see if I can. There we go. If I just wiggle this a little bit like that. Hey, Bearded Bucket. Waiting on an energy update. I actually missed the last couple streams because I traveled to visit my mother on her. Oh, nice. How was that? I'm traveling. I'm actually leaving, going home. Well, home. This is home. But I'm going back to California for the weekend to visit my buddy and buddies that I haven't seen since I left 2 years ago. So it should be fun. This screw almost seems like it's too long now, which is going to drive me crazy if it ends up being the case. But I think I'll continue with M314s, and if it ends up being too long, then what I'll do is I will swap it. If it ends up being too long, I'll swap it for an M310. Yeah, something tells me that this is not going, like these screws are going to be too long now. I don't quite understand how that ended up being the case, but it seems like it is. Let's back way out. That's rad. Visiting my mother was nice. I enjoy spending time with all her pets. I think it was most of my sister and I have talked like ever. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it was a good trip. What kind of pets? That poor pie getting dragged around. Okay, so I've got these through the board a little bit. They're sticking out the back still a ton. And I need them to go into this printed part. But I don't think this has the depth. Let's see, so if this is like this, let's see. Pretty sure, nope, that can't be right. So it must go on like this. Okay. Nope, that definitely isn't right. What the hell is going on? Should this go underneath here possibly, like that?
For the Kali Taco Fund.
Andrew, for the Cali Taco Fund. Thank you, man. Literally, like, the plan for this weekend, my buddy asked me, like, what do you want to do while you're here? And I said, honestly, man, like, nothing. Like, I've said I've been doing so much work stuff. Like, I'm good with just chilling and just eating food and hanging out. So I am bringing, I don't see how this is going to work without, I'm bringing a Steam Deck, I'm bringing a Switch, and like plan is to get like ramen, at least one day. And hold on, I'm scared. This is going to break. This is going to break. I can feel it. Oh my God. It didn't break? It didn't break. Okay, that is, I'm not going any further than that. It doesn't need to be tighter. But yeah, like the plan is literally nothing. Like I haven't seen him in 2 years, and I lived with him for 3 years, and we played a ton of video games. So I was like, dude, if we just sit on your couch the whole entire weekend and play like Stardew Valley, I am content as long as there's food. So I appreciate it. There was gonna be lots of food in my future here, which is pretty standard, I think. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just having some chill time. Oh, this worked out. This worked out way better than I thought. Okay, that's plenty tight. So let me show you guys this. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. No, I'm not. I screwed it up. It's okay. It's okay. I think I can. Oh, I screwed up. The way the pie is going to sit, I needed to have no wires there. Okay. Shoot. So, oh, God dang it. The pie is going to sit on top of this guy, but I can't have wires coming out like this. These wires need to be routed along the inside, so I actually have to remove these 2 screws so that way our micro probe can plug in over here. But we're making some progress. We're making progress. This is just, it's normally that doesn't matter, like the exact routing, but in this printer, it absolutely, all of it matters. So, hey Deanna, how are you doing? You guys have a ton of fires going on over there. It's okay. We did this once. I can do it again. I don't have the ticket fully out though, so. Stardew's so fun. When I lived there, we both got Stardew on our Switches, but they didn't have multiplayer, so we would just kind of sit next to each other. And I was primarily big on just running around, like seeing how many levels I can get deep into the dungeon. So I haven't played Stardew in probably 4 or 5 years, but it just sounds like fun. Thankfully, none of the fires. Okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. You should order some bagels. If I ever go to Oregon, we gotta try the Deanna's bagels. Okay, so this is disconnected. These ones need a little bit more. Did I say Vegas? I meant Oregon. I don't know if I said Vegas. Okay, so now I should be able to unplug this. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. Okay. Got him out. Now let's tighten this back down. Then I can slap the pie on and the pie will stop being dragged around the place. I heard, okay, cool. I thought I said Oregon, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm also in Oregon. Oregon for the win. Nice. We will open the Polymaker giveaway in 20 minutes too, so we'll do our drawing in 50 minutes, but I'll open up the form in 20 minutes. Does Cali have good lox bagels? I don't. The place, I think they're nationwide. The place that there's a place in Claremont that used to get bagels on Easter, super random, but we used to go do this Easter egg hunt thing as kids, and I remember there was a restaurant right next to the place in Claremont that was like a bagel spot, and we'd go there, but that might be more nostalgia than actually good bagels. And then when I worked at Matter Hackers, one of the coworkers would occasionally bring in Einstein bagels, which I'm pretty sure is just a big chain, but I liked them. They have a like cinnamon sugar bagel, which, man, it slaps. Playing on the PC currently. After that, so I'm going to do a modded run. Nice. I'm curious to see like I'm curious to see how much the game has or hasn't changed in all these years. Like, I know there's the multiplayer. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta focus. I didn't screw it on correctly. I know that there is... How did I manage that? I know there's the multiplayer now, but I don't know if they actually changed anything else, like added additional things to the game. It's the third time's the charm. Okay. I'm so determined to get this thing pushing plastic today, man. Like, I don't care if we print something beautiful. I just want to see it move. Okay, that's now cracked. That's now cracked. And that's now cracked. So they've added a lot. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in 5 years. Is probably not an exaggeration. I've lived in Idaho now for 2 years. I definitely haven't touched it here. And I don't know that I played it much after I left my buddy's house. And I left his house 4 years before that. So, yeah, it's like 5 or 6 years. I used to like Einstein. Now I can only like mine. I'm sure. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if ignorance is bliss, but, like, you don't know what you're missing. And then once you try it, like, my eyes have been opened and now nothing compares. Okay, I got it. Okay. Hands are sore. I don't think I need to access anything that's down low here. So I should... Oh, dude. No, the one thing that needs to be accessed is the bed. Fishing the bed thermistor in here is going to be an absolute treat. What I'll probably end up doing is loosening this one corner screw again. But the bed screw is basically like underneath this bracket in the corner. I'm not bed screw, bed thermistor. So let's do... I know there was also a pin header that it was recommended to trim back. I wonder, I think I'm actually going to, instead of trimming the GPIO pin, just shorten the pin on the Pico. It's the boot pin. And if I needed to bridge it, I can still bridge it. But just so that way, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to cut it. Not saying everyone should do this, but I'm doing it. Cut off. Let's see. Cut it right about there. Bam. Cut you right about there. It should still be fine. Ow. it should still be good. I just don't want to short something. I'm less concerned about my ability to bridge 2 pins for putting it in boot mode and more concerned about bridging something and damaging this thing after the amount of work that's gone into here. So now this should be able to sit right on top of here like this. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, check it out. We've got our Pico in, we've got our pie in. This pushes down enough to where we're flush and we can get our cover on when need be. Can't you put the pie the other side where the connector is? I would have to extend all these cables. Honestly, like, and I could have done that, but it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I shortened it so little that I think that a regular jumper will still absolutely work just to put it into boot mode or whatever. Matthew, thank you very much for the gift of membership, man. Welcome, cheers. Air horn. Also, let's put on some boss music because we are officially getting into boss mode, and I also have 5 more gifted memberships to give away before the month is over. So let's do that. That is not the track I want to play. This is boss mode is, here we go. Pretty sure there's a table. There's a table. Wait. Oh, yeah. Underneath all this chaotic mess. I promise there is. There we go. Gift 5. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, I think I've got, I actually need to cut the zip tie I put on here because I need a little bit more length. I'm probably going to pull out these, let's see, pull these, there we go. Okay. You go here, bam. You go here, bam. Sweet. Okay, so all that's left is I'm gonna plug in, I don't know which one's the bed. I don't know which one's the bed cable. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So bed's the center one. Bed is, wait, this isn't the bed, is it? No, we need hot end heater is what this is. So hot end heater is on the far right. We're getting close. I know I've been saying that what feels like for weeks, but this time I mean it. The other ones were just tests. I was testing you guys to see if you believe me. Okay. You are our heating element. So let's just see if I can, I need to get tweezers or can I do it? Come on, buddy. You gotta be kidding me. Man, yeah, getting these wires in suck. I'm curious, like, how... Holy crap, dude. I did it, I did it, I did it. Okay, one is in. One is in. Let's tuck you down so you're out of the way. Two. I'm trying to figure out how I would describe this build. It's a very like tactical? Tactical? Is that strategic, tactical? Like you gotta be intentional with everything you do for this build pretty much. Oh, there we go. I got it. All right. Sweetness. Okay, our tool head is entirely hooked up. We have all fans. We've got the micro probe. So let's next, I'm gonna feed these wires. Need to go somewhere here. Can I feed them this way? I can't actually tell. Go. I'm gonna grab some tweezers. I quite literally need tweezers. There's one wire. Man, this DC wire. Tricky. Very tricky. Need to get jacked out. Yeah, seriously, like, you've got to be so intentional about how you route things in this. There wasn't any info. I don't think there was any info on the guide about how to route wires. Like, I mean, it shows you obviously where they got to end up, but it's other than that, it's kind of like pick your own adventure. Shoot. Definitely feel a bit like a surgeon. I mean, the good news is for a lot of it, you won't ever have to do it more than once. But I'm curious about on the bed. Like, I'm never going to want to unplug the bed. Like, I'm not going to want to break it down. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so power is positives on the outside. So I would highly recommend doing all of this before installing it if possible. I didn't think I could, which is why I didn't, but I probably should have just installed this all before. I mean, it is, I know it's crazy looking at a tight space like this. It's a pretty good looking printer, but I like it. Yeah, it's a tight fit. I'm curious to see how wires are handled on the 3.2, if it's just like this or if they're, I can see where you need to go. Come on, buddy. Come on, help me out. Yeah, this is not fun. I'm gonna grab my back's starting to hurt. I gotta get my bar stool so I can get down. I don't think I can open this up anymore. I'm pretty sure it's as open as it goes. So let's see if I go wide. I'm just like kind of at a loss here, man. Maybe with tweezers it'll be easier. Instead of using my... Oh, that went right in. Use tweezers. That's the play. Use tweezers. Okay, so we have one more of our DC wires, our power wires, and then I think we can move on to the belt. There we go. Yeah, tweezers are the way. Definitely use tweezers. All wires 3.2 are pre-crimped and pre-cut to length. Nice. So, feels like they should have had you do the wiring before you installed the rail. Oh, you mean this rail? I did see a mod where it looked like somebody's using a much skinnier version of this in the JourneyMaker Discord. And so after doing this, I can see why that mod exists. Okay, so all that's left is bed power, bed thermistor, which will be a nightmare, and extruder motor, which looks like I should be able to reach that relatively easily. I'm tempted to power it on to make sure everything is still working, but I think we just will continue forward. Belt routing. Says push the Y. Let me zoom out a little bit. This is kind of. Oops. Push the Y carriage towards the front. So here we go. I'm gonna open up the giveaway before I start doing belts. Let me open up the giveaway. Where is giveaway form? Send. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. The Pixies demand freedom. No. I'm really hoping that's not the case. Don't. I'm gonna be really sad. I've stayed optimistic throughout some some issues we've hit, but I'm really hoping that's not the case. Okay, giveaway form is officially open, and we'll close it in 34 minutes. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, we got 69 likes. Of course, we have 69 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Let's see if we can get to 80 likes. Okie doke. So what I don't know is, okay, fold the belt in half. Let's try, I'm just gonna try to follow the instructions. So move carriage out of the way. Our belt, I have a sip of water too before I do this. don't love that. This was not, or was this a, I don't know. I don't love that the way this is taped. Here we go. Okie doke. Drink some water. Hey, Daniel. All right, here we go. Can you guys see kind of what's going on? I think a little bit. So we're starting the teeth. I'm assuming ensure teeth facing the back of the printer and the smooth sides face each other. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like smooth side is going towards these idlers. Oh, that seems like an issue. It seems too tight. So I was under the impression that these weren't really going to be touching the outside, but they are totally touching the outside, so having them not spin freely is a big problem. So the outside of these absolutely need to spin, unless this belt is just too wide. But like if I try to pop this on here, it's being pinched. At least that's what it seems like. I don't see how this is gonna work. But let's try it, man. Let's try it. So I am attempting to pull this in half. I'm gonna keep pulling. I don't understand this. Hey, thank you for the gifted membership, Matt. I just wanted to comment. I'm going to start mini category. Wait, I just wanted to comment. I'm going to start any percent category of being the fastest doing that. Well, the issue is that they don't, like, it seems like the outside of the belt idlers is, since it's not spinning, it's pinching the belt. So, okay, I've got this set to half. Well, I'm just going to continue forward. And see what happens. Okay, I've got this pulled ridiculously far. Wait, what? Okay. Wrap each belt pulley. Okay, I don't understand what the belt is a fun time. Have some faith. If nothing moves once it's proper, then we can take a look to see what the problem is. Okay, I'm not understanding. So I've got this pulled out this way, but I don't understand how we go from the belt facing this way. Oh, so these are at different height. Oh wait, am I being silly? Is this supposed to go on the bottom? Is that what I'm doing wrong? I have it on the top idlers. Does it show the belt? Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. I can't, what did I do? I think I'm zooming out. I can never tell if I'm zooming in the right way or not. Help! There we go, getting smaller. Yeah, I think that's why I goofed right now, is that this is supposed to be on the bottom. Hello, extruder. There we go. Okay, so I'm trying to mirror orientation. Yes, so that needs to be on the bottom. Bottom. Okay, that's where I screwed up. Okay, so bottom. Okay. Let me center it one more time. It's pretty damn well centered. Okay. That seems good. And then, yeah, so belts are not touching the idlers. Then in the next scene, this is pushed further forward so that way we can wrap it around everything. So I am going to do just that. I'm gonna push this forward. And then okay, so then this guy, I'm gonna try to hold this in place. So now it looks like teeth are gonna be facing but because these pulleys don't spin, it makes it very difficult to feed this. So I'm wondering if I can just kind of do this. Can I fake it? Okay, I'm not going to be able to perfectly center this right now because I need both hands. Let's see. Okay. I don't. Then this goes around the motor. And then it goes like this. And then it goes through this. And then it goes out. Okay. I don't see how this can work. I would love to be wrong, but it's not going on the idlers. It's riding on the outer rim that's not spinning. It doesn't add up. I wish that we had the technology so I could let you see how this is, like, because it just doesn't add up. Like, it doesn't it doesn't make sense. So right now, let me bring this in closer, but if you look at all the bearing stacks, yeah, you can't really see it from the camera, but it's not actually like, it's not riding on that inner bearing that's spinning. It's all stuck on the outside of all of them. Like I'm putting a ton of force and they can't move, it's all compressed. So right now I'm working on getting the length equal. I have to head out. Good luck with the rest of the build. Thank you, Peter. Okay, these are nearly even. I think I've got like maybe two more teeth. Okay, I'm calling that good, I think. Is it exactly enough belt, or if I have to, can I cut excess belt in the end? Yeah, I don't think they're exact. They're close, but I don't think they're exact amount of teeth. Okay, so now it's saying, should this be tightened in, or is this, the second hand on this part can be helpful, but it's not required. Is this still supposed to be just able to move like this? So now it looks like these need to wrap around here, like this. And then this needs to wrap around here, like this. This is a crazy setup. And then this goes around the top bearings again. Or I'm sorry, not again, but it goes around the top bearings. So it looks like wrap your teeth around the outermost idler, teeth towards the idler, smooth side out. Wait, holy crap. So no, I forgot, there's more to this. Okay. Wait, let me, I think I gotta look at the CAD for this. There's a crazy. Okay, so once we've come around these guys. Yeah, so we're going through the inside of those now. Wild. There should be the bolt there, but I'll leave it as loose as possible. Oh, you're saying I need to put a bolt in there right now? What bolt? What? Where? Why did I miss it? How did I miss it? Okay, here we go. It's an M320 socket head. Okay, I have it in like just, I don't know, 2 threads or so. Maybe do a little bit more, one more turn. Okay, so yeah, these are going from inside now. God, this is insane. Okay. And so then I'm assuming it wraps around like that and then like that. You guys can't see this, which sucks. Here, let me, can I do this with one hand without dropping the whole tripod? Gonna use my feet. That is really sketchy. There we go. Ah, that did nothing. All right, great. Well, I'll have to show you after if I figure it out. So now let's hold this in place with this hand. Looks like this guy is going to slide over here. Shit. Okay. Then this is gonna slide around here. Okay, now I've got 2 belts. I don't know if I did that right, but I don't. That's the only thing that makes any sense to me. Yeah. So it goes around the outside, and it comes back. Into the belt piece, which hopefully, oh, here it is. So this is nuts. You don't have them, just cut the belt. Your printer is OCA. Thank you, Scott. I have those belts while I work out. You don't have to, just don't cut the belt until you're sure everything's, yeah. I'm not cutting belts for a while based off of what's going on here. So, okay, so the belt that comes in, where does this mount to? Am I, like, where is this gonna be sitting? You know what, it must be going on the tool head, right? That's something that makes sense. So let's, okay, I'm gonna let go of this belt on this side really quickly. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I don't know if my tolerances sucked or what, dude, but this belt piece is not going in the belt. Okay, we'll try the other side. Bending the belt in a loop and using pliers. Okay. Yeah, I'm putting quite a bit of force. The concern I have is I don't think this is gonna be center. Like I don't think that I'll have the same amount of belt pulled through one side as the other. I don't see how I could. Yeah, I don't really understand how, unless I file it. Too small. Too small. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on, kiddo. What's going on here? All right, I gotta sit for a sec. Oh, it's gonna be a tight fit. So does it matter? I mean, so the concern I have is like the belt sides are not going to be evenly tight. Like I definitely didn't get it perfectly centered because it was incredibly difficult. And yeah, it's just it's not going to be perfectly centered because I don't know what my teeth, like how the teeth are all aligned. I'm basically just trying my best to kind of center it on this bolt, but it's not going to be centered. I'm sure it doesn't help that I went with glass-filled material, because that adds a little bit of, you know, texture to it. I might just grab when you insert the bolt into the tensioner, it will pull the belt back. Doesn't matter if it's centered. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where I've got like needle nose pliers or something right now. In the past, I know I've also been able to just kind of stab belt in with a flathead. It looks like it's aligned correctly based off of the teeth. And this is challenging. Very challenging. Just does not want to go in. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God. I got one in. I got it in. Oh. Holy crap. That without a doubt, not exaggerating, that was the toughest belt I've ever installed. Now to see if I can get the other one in. That was only half of it, and okay, so let's see. Okay. Did I install it correctly is the next question. Did I not? I don't know if I installed it correctly. It sure doesn't look like I did. Did I install it backwards? It looks like this is the orientation it's supposed to be in now. And like I installed it backwards. But I'm not taking this off until I confirm that because my heart can't take it. So the side that exposes the belt is facing the base. That looks... Wait, the side that exposes the belt is facing the base. Yeah, is that right? I think I got it right then. Let me... Here. Look. Oh, I crushed the shit out of this part. Yeah, I definitely jacked this part up, but hopefully it's fine. I just realized like there's a pretty big indentation in it. It seems like it's right. Facing from this direction where the motors are. No, it's wrong, right? This looks right. To me, it looks like this should be turned like this. So this belt should go into here and this belt should go into here. It looks like I have it backwards. Yeah, it's wrong, right? It looks wrong to me. I'm almost positive it needs to be turned. Try with the tool head. Try with the tool head. Tool head goes like this. Wait, that's... I don't actually... It's confused. The photo is confusing the crap out of me. This is very... I don't know why, like looking at this. So it looks like the hole should be facing outwards. And on mine, the hole is facing inwards. So it seems like it's wrong. It feels like it needs to be flipped. Yeah, it is wrong. All right. Okay, before I do this again, I'm gonna look for needle nose pliers. There we go. They were right here the whole time. Ay. Okay. I'm probably gonna, I feel like I'm gonna have to end up reprinting this part at some point anyway. Wait, I don't understand. How could I have done it? How could I have done it the wrong way? What is it? Okay, so it goes from the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So if I repeat what I did last time, I started by working this side, and then I think I pulled this. I honestly don't know what I did to get it to work. I just squeezed and prayed. There we go. This poor printed piece is so jacked up. Okay. So now I don't wait, I'm oh. Something's off. I don't understand. So now I have it where the belt's facing upwards. What material did you print the parts in? They were glass-filled ABS. I'm pretty sure I scaled them at 100.5. I don't know. I printed these out like 3.5 months ago, so I couldn't tell you. I don't understand how I feel like I did it wrong again. No, I followed this correctly. So the belt doesn't face the base once it's attached. It faces... Unless maybe this image is wrong. Because if you have this image, the way this image is like this, the belt's routing through here, and this needs to be on the inside. Unless you're twisting the belts, which doesn't seem like that's what we're doing, then this is wrong, right? This should be flipped. Is that what's going on? Is it that the image is wrong? Because if belts go down like this, and then this part needs to fit underneath here so it can attach onto the tool head, then the belts would be facing upward, like the teeth are facing upward, but in the CAD, the teeth are facing downward. I wouldn't put my hands on my face either after the glass filled carbon fiber. Have you seen the latest MDR video? Scary. Yeah, it's definitely interesting stuff. I printed a lot of carbon fiber over the last 10 years, so I saw Prusha responded, I think, saying that like it's not an issue with theirs, and I think Nathan was gonna check, so I don't know. Yeah, I think that this image is possibly wrong. This looks like teeth are facing downward here, but in this, teeth have to be facing upward. So you said teeth need to be downward a second ago, so if that's the case, then this needs to go in like this. So for teeth to be down, yeah, the belt would have to go the other direction. It's super confusing, man. For the teeth to face up, the belt would have to go in the other way. Okay. Yeah, it seems like this drawing and the CAD are inverted. Because on this, it's definitely facing downwards. Oh. The diagram needs two colors, belt blue for teeth, red for black. Yeah. But yeah, teeth are down in this image. I just don't see, based off this diagram, the way I initially had the belt was correct. But that puts this opening outwards, not inwards, which is right. I think Nathan with the Robbins brings up a good point, just not sure if it's an actual issue. Yeah, I don't know. I know that carbon fiber is not good. I know that milling it is awful if you don't have proper, like really a specific set of extraction. I have no idea regarding the bit that got on his finger, and I'd love to see more on it. I'd love to have someone that is, works in the field that's, to give that. Pulleys sending me some of the new fiber cone. Any suggestions on what to print to try them? Oh, nice. Suggestions on what to print. I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff don't really need carbon fiber, but I would, I don't know, something functional maybe? Yeah, so Toolhead, from what I'm seeing, looks like orientation of it is so the Toolhead is facing with this towards the, so like this. Which means that the belt piece, if this is sitting like that, wait, if you want belt downwards, yeah, it seems like the graphic is wrong. To get it the way you want, it looks like you need to feed it in from top down, not down up. Check Discord. Okay, change it to graphic. Well, in a few minutes here, we'll do the Pulleys giveaway. So if you haven't filled out the form, it's still in chat. I just got to figure out, I got to get to the bottom of this last section. So So it is the cab that's wrong then. So in this, it looks like the hole is on the outside, like the screw hole's on the outside and the belt is on the inner. But in the CAD, wait, no, so did I have it right initially? Pull outside belt inner. Pull outside belt inner. So it needs to go like this. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. But okay, I think I've got it. This looks like it has to go like this. So let's try it one more time. Well, I was able to just sort of aggressively pull it through this time. I have a feeling that I'm starting to make a little bit of a wear into the channel, which is fine. Okay. So that seems... Did something pop off? Is that what's happening here? No, it seems fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, what I don't know is if something tells me I need it to be tighter than that as a starting point, and I don't know that I'll be able to... Yeah, I don't think I can pull it through. Oh, on this side I can. Okay. I think what I'd like to do is take my little flathead screwdriver and just stab this in. If you can pull it, it's probably not good. Push the belt tensioner back with your hand to check. I can't push the... I put a screw in there, so I can't actually do that yet. But yeah, the reason I was able to pull with my hand was because I'd sort of popped it out at an angle. But I'm still not sure, like, the belt's not fully seated. Let me see if I use these guys. Yeah, the belt is still definitely not sitting flush the way I'd like it to be. And I am denting this part pretty badly. Okay, can it move? It's rough, it's super rough. I don't know. This is probably the least confident I've been in use the pliers to push it in. Yeah, it just, even with the pliers, doesn't go fully in those channels, man. Like, I am squeezing and deforming the part. It is still sticking out, I don't know, half a mil, maybe a millimeter. I don't know that it's gonna go in more. This feels about what it's gonna give me. Also, I don't think this belt didn't go in the right direction. How did it twist on me? It looks like it twisted. Something effed up. Where did it go wrong? This one's got teeth facing inward, this one's got teeth facing outward. It twisted. I think it twisted here. I think I can fix it, maybe. There we go. No, it's still not right. Teeth are outward. Oh, come on, buddy. I feel like I'm close to getting it back where it needs to be. There we go. Okay. All right. Wow. If you want to test the motion, try and put the toolhead on. Yeah, I still think those belts I'll probably be reprinting the belt tensioner. It is tight. Okay, let's try the toolhead on. Well, I'm gonna close the, okay, 60 seconds on the giveaway, and then I'll close it. Let's do the giveaway. I don't want to keep everybody waiting on that. yeah, if the motion system is not moving correctly after this, then I'm gonna probably try to self-source or source some M3 shims to go underneath them all that won't interfere with the bearing, because it doesn't seem right. We'll see. M3 18 flatheads. And you thought routing these are, oh man, yeah, this was routing those belts. This is nuts. It is nuts, man. That is different. Whew. There we go. The belting, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the belting adventure might not even be done. I think I need to probably reprint that piece, scaled up, or maybe even in a different material. I don't want to tighten this down too hard too. This is glass ABS, and it's been proving throughout this build series to crack easier than I would like. Okay, so then last part of this right now is to put this belt piece on here, which is using, what is it? M320 flathead. M320 socket, M320. I do not have M320 flatheads. I've got M330s. I've got M320 sockets. Why don't I have M320s? M318s, M316s, M38. I'm gonna go the 18. It's the closest I got. Okay. Yeah, I need, let's see, this is a 2, is this it? Yeah. Okay. It's super rough. Like, let me see if I pull this through here. I don't know if it's the sound of it rubbing. But it doesn't feel, the motion doesn't feel good. Like, I can hear the belt teeth. Like, here, let me play it. Let's go, filters. Okay, listen. You guys, I don't know if the noise suppression went off, but it's the sound of like teeth skipping, basically. And it looks like it's because those... Can it move along X? I don't know if you saw that, but... Yeah, it sounds like a chain. Yeah, it sounds like a chain, exactly. So, moving it along X... Kind of. I mean, it's a lot of force. This almost comes off. Like you can see, watch when I go left here. Look at this. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's rubbing all over. It's the idlers. Like, I don't know what the deal is with these bearing stacks, but they're just not. They're not wide enough and they don't spin freely enough. So let me... Are the steppers moving? Yeah, steppers are moving. So let me now like try to back off this. Just quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn. Okay, I still hear the rubbing, but it is smoother. The motion is smoother. Let me try now loosening this guy. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Yeah, I don't know, it's still... I don't know where the rubbing, like it does sound like pretty bad rubbing, and I don't know if that is just the idlers or if it's something else. I don't know what else it could be. Because it's not underneath there. I don't like the belt routing. Definitely seems correct. I want to say it's these idlers, man. I'm almost positive it's these idlers. The ones that were confusing. Like, let me see if I keep loosening these. Like, still rubbing. It definitely sounds like that's where it's coming from. I don't know. Bearings might not be in tolerance. Yeah, I don't know. I just ordered them all from the bomb. But I mean, the bearings didn't make sense to me from the beginning. Just there's the way they don't spin freely. Like I mean, if you go back to that stream when we first discovered it, I was like, it doesn't make sense. We were kind of like scratching our heads. What I can, I'm trying to think if I remove, I swear I have one of the belts that makes that exact noise on two different printers. Did you add spacers under the, yeah. So this, these spacers called for these idlers called for 0.2 spacers. For whatever reasoning, what I got from clicking in the bomb was 0.1, so I double stacked them, so they are 0.2. Both of these are 0.2. It looks like for forward and backward motion, the only things that are actually moving are these two idlers, these pulleys, and then the idlers up here in the, like at the front for the belt tension. And it sounds like they're all making noise. They're seated on it as well as they can be. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Is the belt path the same as the 3.2? I would assume so, but I don't know. Okay, let's do the drawing, then I'll poke at this for another probably 20-30 minutes, then I don't know, I'm probably gonna call it on this, and unless there's something that just comes up, I don't really know. Like, I feel like I followed it to the T. Isn't it twisted somehow, maybe below the carriage? It's a straight path, like, look, okay, hold on a second. You're starting to see any wear or fuzzies on the belts? Yeah, the edges of all the belts are, or the edges of the belt, at least here, has definitely got marks on it. I wonder if it's the... Okay, let's do this giveaway, and then I'm gonna investigate a little bit. I have something I wanna check. 83 responses. Okay, this is everybody. All right, giveaway time. Did I miss giveaway? Here we go. All right, thank you to JourneyMaker for letting us do this every single week. And yeah, since I'm leaving and I got family coming in as I'm going out, I'm gonna try to reach out to the winner before I fly out tomorrow. But if not, I apologize. And if you haven't heard from me by like this weekend, just ping me. I'm back in town Monday, so I'm maybe gonna bring a laptop, but I'm not entirely sure because I sort of just want to hang out and not. Do you have calipers? Yeah, that's my plan, GPs. I'm gonna measure the. I plan on measuring the bearings. I'm gonna pull a stack and measure everything and see if that's what it is. Okay, how many times are we shuffling? I think. Let's shuffle. 16. Perfect. We'll do 16. You were the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Gundams 145. That is a first-time winner. Congratulations. Enjoy your vacation. Thank you. It's going to be super chill, Jose. I'm going to my buddy's house. I'm basically landing, Ubering to where my parents left one of their cars in California. My dad's like kind of beater commuter car from work is still at the house that they sold when they moved out here. So I'm picking up the car, driving over to my buddy's late on Thursday, and then the plan is like eat food and hang out. It's going to be real chill. So congratulations to Gundams 145. And I will send you hopefully an email tonight. But again, there's so much going on that if it gets pushed back, I apologize. But I will absolutely get you this. So let's investigate. I am incredibly curious. So the things I want to check first off is to make sure that when we built the stacks, we built the stacks correctly. Because that's all along. It's been a thing that's been just puzzling me is these bearing stacks. So here they are. Okay, so we've got flanged bearing. We've got 2 M7 shims and an inner piece, which is definitely what I did. But I want to pull one of these and see if there's something else that's off. Because it's rubbing, and whether there's a spacer or no spacer, let's just pull this guy out. Okay, we've got my shims, 2 of them, which... Okay, so... That's funny, you know. Okay, so I put 2 additional spacers on top of this today because there was slop and was, you know, we didn't want slop, so I got that. So we've got, take those off. Shit. Okay. So we have our flanged bearing. I don't know if that's focusing. We have our flange bearing, and then our 2 spacers or washers or whatever we're calling them. Then we've got our inner bearing right here, followed by another flange bearing with the same 2 spacers or washers. So the first thing I want to check is, it says that these should be M7 inner diameter, M13 outer, and 0.2 thick. So let's just, let's check this. So inner, approximately, let me see if I do this, yeah, 6.92, so I mean it's 7 mil inner, then outer is 13 millimeters. It's super thin, but yeah, 12 point, I mean I'm not holding it, they're 13 mil, so 13 mil. The thickness of them is 0.1 when this says they should be 0.2. So that's it right there. That's got to be the issue. Right? Our flange should have extra distance. Is that not, that's the issue then. That 0.2, we lost what is that, 1/5 of a millimeter? Could that be it? Let's see if I've got enough of these to do it. I don't know that it doesn't look like I do, of course. I don't know how these shims ended up being the wrong size when I clicked directly through the bomb. I'd say it's mostly the width of the middle bearing. Wait, I guess you're right. Well, if it was 0.2 though, wouldn't that give it more inner, or would it not affect the inner? It would affect the outer. You're right. It wouldn't affect the inner because the inner is not actually pressing against the belt. I'm sorry, it wouldn't affect the outer. Okay, so yeah, because regardless of the width of that, it's still going to be pushing on this piece the same. And this is what it rides on. So I guess you're right. That wouldn't actually affect. Okay. So no, it's not that. So this is the bearing that's riding on. And this is 0.297. Which this should be a 3 millimeter belt. .1. Unless it's the wear only on the top of the belt. Well, I'm wondering right now, so the section of the belt to me that's getting pushed on is caused by, what's the width of the flange? The full bearing or just the flange? So the full bearing is 2.5 millimeter. Flange is 0.8. approximately 0.8. Well, that's when I was putting it together, that's what I was saying was the belt. So we've got this bearing, which is, let's say it's right at 3 millimeters, but according to the calipers, it's, 0.1 underneath it. And then the belt, which is 3 millimeters, which according to the, yeah. Even I would think that even if they were both 3 millimeters exactly, that would still potentially be an issue. Like, I would think you would want some slight tolerance or some slight margin. I mean, even if it's 0.1 or 0.2, like just to give it a little wiggle room. I'm curious to see here. I just don't get it. I mean, it wasn't like I ordered it directly from the BOM. I clicked all the links one at a time. Can I do, I'm trying to see here if I go. You use the shims to create a flange. But even if the shims, if the shims were 0.2 instead of 0.1, it would still be the same thickness because the flange is still determined by the inner bearing, right? Like it wouldn't make a difference whether they were 0.2 shims or not as far as the outer rubbing. I'm trying to see if I can get. I want to remove this. Interesting, because I'm in isolation mode, I can't remove stuff like that. That sucks. So it is supposed to be 3 millimeters. Yeah, I have no idea. I really don't know. I think if idlers were swapped, I believe there can be some error in the belt width. It doesn't need to be big, but if your design has 3 millimeter gap for the 3 millimeter belt, I say it's a bit risky and can cause trouble. I'm just trying to think about like what I could do to get it to work. I would think that the solution would be wider bearings. I mean, people have been building JourneyMakers, so I'm also confused as to like, I don't understand what I could have done wrong in this instance. Like, I'm looking at the hardware, and it is exactly how it's showing in the CAD. Yeah, so the belt rides exactly on it. Hey, BBs. If you use a wider bearing, I think you'll have another problem like me right now. What are you building, Sib? Is it JourneyMaker or 3.2? And what issue are you running into? Yeah, I don't know what the call is at this point, man. I'm kind of like, I feel like we've spent a lot of time messing around with this. Someone's calling me. It's Aaron. Hi.
So I'm just about to drop off the ring. The price to send it overnight with the insured price for $4,000 comes out to a total of $184.28. Is that okay?
Seems insane.
Well, I don't know what else to do. Should I not get insured for the full price?
Can you ask Jasmine if that sounds... Can you call Jasmine?
I can. I don't know if she'll answer. She's probably working.
I would try to call her and see if that sounds reasonable, but from my perspective, that sounds like ludicrous.
Okay, I'll call her and then call you back.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, based off the size, I was expecting like $50 or something like that. That seems like a lot for something so small.
It's the declared value, and it's how much per? It's $2.50 per $100.
Gotcha. So it's mostly the insurance that costs that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'll ship it back on their dime.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's what you think we gotta do. That's what we gotta do.
I mean, 200 versus $4,000 is,
Yeah, but it's that much every year.
well, luckily it only is once a year, right?
Yeah.
Then we can find another store and just use my warranty on it to inspect it.
Yeah, I can't right now. I got too much going on, so I'd say do it this time.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna pay.
Okay, love you. Bye. Sorry, Aaron has to ship her wedding ring every year as part of like their warranty or whatever. It has to be inspected every single year. And last year they covered it, but this year we had to ship it ourselves, and the price that they're saying that it costs to ship it is pretty crazy. Okay, if you use wider bearing, I think you'll have another problem. Thomas already make just cutter for make 6mm belt to 3mm belt. I saw in his video. Okay, so JourneyMaker. Yeah, well, part of the issue is like the store's in California, so if we like, it was from Robbins Brothers, and there's no Robbins Brothers in Idaho, so it's kind of like, I have no idea if that's a normal practice or not. But yeah, basically like there's a warranty on it, but if it doesn't get inspected by that store or one of their stores, then the warranty is gone on the ring. And so the shipping is crazy expensive because it like has to be overnighted with insurance. Like, I mean, it was hundreds to ship a ring, which is nuts. That ring warranty is bogus, man. Check over the terms on that. It sounds very predatorial. Yeah, I know I did when I got the ring, which at this point would have been married for 2, and we were engaged for, it's been 4 years now. And part of it was like, if anything ever falls out on it, then they cover the diamond. So I don't know, but it's a mess. It seems, yeah. The guy said it was like, you know, a certain amount per $100 or something like that. I bought an idler bearing stuck on the cover, and the idler on the linear rail stuck on the cover too if you use wider bearing. Oh, I get what you're saying. Do rings fail? I don't think you need a warranty, maybe insurance. I'm pretty sure she's already had a small diamond fall out, because it's like the center diamond with a halo of small diamonds. I'm pretty sure she had it fall out. I missed that you hit 7,500 on your crowds. Hey, thank you, Alien. I hope you're doing good, man. I know you've been busy with work and stuff. But yeah, I just don't understand, like, is there not a lot of people building this successfully is kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't understand. I built it as is. I sourced it as is. I just like, I'd love for it to be like you did this silly thing and that's why it's not working, but I don't. There's only so many pieces to it where it's like, what could it have been? So all right, let me put these back in. Super odd. Okay, 2 outer shims. Ours has a lifetime guarantee as well, but our place is local and doesn't require inspection. My wife had the main diamond fall off, but somehow I found it. Yeah, there is one in Portland. It's Robin's. I think that's the closest one. Or is it Robin's brother? I think it's Robin's brother. There's one in Portland. But I mean, it's Portland. I can't remember how long. I think it's like a 6-hour drive. So, but hell, for the cost, for what it just cost to ship this thing, it would have made a lot more sense to drive to Portland, and make a day's trip out of it. This means I'll do. I sent you a few links to some Discord forums that will fix your issues. Okay. We pretty much have to call it. Like, I don't know, it's probably going to be off stream after this because I've got to move on to other stuff and we keep hitting roadblocks. I'm just going to put this back in for now. But I will absolutely check out the link. I feel like we're so freaking close. Like, that's, I think the, 1 second here. What is going on? So this goes. So this goes straight around here. Wait, what am I doing wrong now? The belt is not, let's see. Belt is facing. I screwed up the belt by taking it off. I think I might play around with it a little bit later. Let's see, so it looks like this goes like this. Smooth, no, I'm screwing it up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I don't know, man. Is the link still pinned in chat? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna remove it. But we're like 4 hours in. I'm hungry. I'm frustrated. I mean, I did a lot of prep work for the stream today to get us up and printing, and so to have the idlers be the issue, which kind of sucks because like we sort of knew it was going to be an issue early on when we were poking at them, but I don't know, man. I can go on vacation, but hopefully I can get it figured out. And is it easy to tighten the belt? Maybe if you tighten it, it will get pushed into the idlers and have no chance to rub on the flange. But food does sound good too. I could try. I feel like it was pretty tight before. I don't understand what right now I'm doing wrong with the belt. So this goes from inner to here, and then it goes. For some reason, like the belts are melting my mind right now. I know I just removed one thing, but you've got outer, which goes like this. No, that's not right. It goes inner like this. I don't know. I don't know. I'll play around with it. I'll try that as one thing. I'll try that as one thing. And I mean, I'll report back, obviously, if I get it. I want this thing printing, like, you know, but it's just been, it's been a battle. So I appreciate you hanging out, McFazio. And I will check out the video link, but I probably won't have time to troubleshoot it until I'm back in town next week. So, well, we gave it our try. Can you share your Discord group? It should be in the description of the video, but yeah, I'll share it as well. Copy. Okay, link is going in chat right now. Yeah, we gave it, I mean, it wasn't from a lack of effort. We tried, we drew blood today on stream, so it's one of those. But everything is pretty much done. Like, all of the wiring is done, minus plugging in the extruder and the bed cable, because that's the last thing. But it's really like just figuring out why the motion's not smooth. And then, I mean, firmware's flash, like I feel like we're so close. So hopefully we can figure it out, but yeah, I gotta call it. 4 hours is a pretty long stream, and like, I just feel like we're hitting a wall. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Hopefully we can get this figured out. I will report back, and I don't know what we'll do. Like, we've got right now MMU3, I gotta print all the parts out for, and then we've got the Positron, LDO Positron, but I think next week when I come back, there'll probably just be a chill stream. Maybe maybe I'll move the FL Sun S1 over here. They just released a new firmware that's apparently supposed to fix a bunch of stuff, so maybe we just boot that up, screw around with that, and just kind of dive into that printer a little bit more, or just chill. But I think we'll take a week to just do a print and chill stream before we start the next build. So, probably a good word for how Daniel's feeling. What word? What word? The sacrifice? Sacrifice should be a new word. PA pressure advance. Oh, hey, is it Dutch? I don't know if PA works, man. I don't know if PA. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out. So Erin's out. She's at the postal office. So I'm gonna ask her if she grab some food on the way back. I gotta eat. I want like just junk food, man. So we'll figure it out. But anyways, I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll be fine. We'll get over it. I was so gun ho on getting this thing printing today, and it's not happening. So. It happens. We'll figure it out, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Is the F1 the one Robert Cohen? Yes, that is the one. Exactly. Okay.